7 research locations, including Scott and Indian Head, and cut 665 jobs nationwide. The group says these sites provide vital local data that helps producers stay competitive and adapt to climate change. APAS is calling on Ottawa to release an impact report and explain how innovation goals will still be met under the proposed cuts. A 16-year-old boy has been charged after 3 people were sprayed with bear spray at a business on Louvain Drive Tuesday night. Police say the incident happened at around 7:55 p.m. and the suspect ran away before officers arrived. EMS treated the victims for minor injuries. The teen is charged with 3 counts of assault with a weapon and failing to follow release conditions. He is scheduled to appear in Regina Provincial Court on March 9th. Regina is planning upgrades to aging drainage pipes in the Heritage neighborhood to reduce flooding risk. The city has issued a request for proposals for Phase 1 of the Heritage Drainage Upgrade Project. Work will focus along 9th Avenue near Winnipeg Street and Saskatchewan Drive. City officials say older pipes are undersized and prone to sewer backups. Construction is expected to cause minimal traffic disruption, with lanes remaining open. No timeline has been announced. Regina Public Schools and the Regina Food Bank have teamed up to improve student nutrition programs across the city. Supported by federal and provincial funding, the partnership uses the food bank's purchasing and delivery systems to stretch resources and reach more students. The first phase began January 13th in 7 schools, with more added in the coming months. School officials say better access to nutritious food helps students focus on learning. The full program will eventually support roughly 19,000 students in 19 school communities. And Prime Minister Mark Carney has met with Hockey Canada officials and members of the national women's hockey team ahead of the Milan Cortina Olympics. Forwards Emily Clark and Brianne Jenner and defender Jocelyn Larocque are all members of the PWHL's Ottawa Charge. They presented the Prime Minister with a red hockey jersey. Carney says he feels proud and fortunate that the athletes are representing the country. He also joked about the hockey rink issues in Milan.
The rink it's going to be ready just in time, and they won't know what hit them.
Canada's women opened their Olympic title defense against Finland on February 5th. The men begin play on February 12th against Switzerland. That's your 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sasktoday.ca and 620ckrm.com. Your weather is next.
Weather for B&A Petroleum and Swift Current with multiple locations serving southern Saskatchewan for over 30 years. See B&A Petroleum for all your fuel and propane needs. Weather tonight, mostly cloudy and a low down to minus 19. Tomorrow, looking partly sunny sky and a high of minus 12. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy. We're going down to a low minus 19 again. Friday, sunny and a high of minus 12. Saturday, light snow likely in the area, much milder. We're going to a high of minus 1. And Sunday, mainly cloudy and a high of minus 4. Currently in downtown Regina, cloudy sky. It's minus 14 with the wind chill. It feels like minus 21.
B&A Petroleum is a southern Saskatchewan family-owned business that's there for you. They've been supporting their clients for over 30 years with locations in several communities throughout the southern part of the province. B&A Petroleum is available for all your bulk fuel and lubricant needs with propane at selected locations Monday to Friday. And don't forget, their Cardlock location is accessible 24 hours for your convenience. B&A Petroleum. Fuel you once, fuel you forever.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sportscage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Regina Motor Products. RMP Winter Tires and Cost event on now until March 31st when you purchase a set of 4 tires. Visit RMP online or in person today. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Sports Cage. Thanks for making some time today, however you are consuming this show today. Maybe you're going to be watching along. There's the aerial view. I kind of got a bald spot. Huh. Look at that. I mean, losing a few up top. We're in downtown Regina. We're streaming through YouTube and sportscage.com. All the audio channels as well. If it's a stream you listen to us on, coming through, I know a bunch of you listen up north. Northern Saskatchewan, probably on a stream, but 620 CKRM. And that signal reaches everywhere. Reaches the beaches. as they used to say. 3 hours for you for Regina Motor Products today. That winter tire offer is on until March. Get winter tires, please. Get them at cost on a set of 4 right now. Interesting show. We have Rider news to talk about. We got Hall of Fame snubbing of arguably the greatest coach in NFL history. As a Patriots fan, I'll give you my comments on that. We have Olympian goaltender of the Los Angeles Kings from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Darcy Kuemper, in about 10 minutes' time. We are going to talk basketball. UofR Cougar women. They lost their first game of the year, conference play, last week. It gets tougher this week. U of S Huskies, Thursday, Saturday. Cara Misskey, fifth-year guard, is going to join us. She's setting records, too, on the hardwood there at the gymnasium at the U of R. Clutch performer, sprinkle of the day. Perry Pearn. Does that name ring a bell? Look up his coaching DB, his hockey DB. That guy coached hockey. He's going to come on because he's coaching the Chinese national team that's at Briarcrest this weekend. Chinese national team versus Briarcrest. Where can I sprinkle on that? That's what I want to know. So Perry Pearn is going to be with us. Scotty's update. Saskatchewan's already got 1 in the books. Play again tonight. Eric Francis in hour 3. NHL Insider. You know we're going to talk more than hockey with Eric. He texted me something funny today that he wants to talk about. We'll get into that. Senior hockey report. Provincials are underway. League play. Leagues are winding down. The Monday Nooner guys will be with me for the senior hockey report. How's that for a program? On this Wednesday, I'm flying solo on this side of the board, but Colson's over there keeping us in check. We nearly need Curtis and Mosh to come back in here and fix this delay, because they did a great job in the studio. New studio, got new cameras, got new TVs places. What else? No fridge yet. Looking for a fridge and a putting green. Is that too much to ask in here? No, the guys did a great job. We just have this weird delay. Okay, first off, Riders, if you didn't catch this, we had it at sportscage.com. They have released pending free agent Sean Bain Jr. Prairie Land Rentals text line. If you ever wanted to send in a text or a comment, something on this or Riders, now's your time. Please keep it to like 15 words if possible. Prairie Land Rentals, 600 Albert Street, 936-6262. I know some of you were asking about this just yesterday on receivers. So there you go. Sean Bain Jr., they've released him. He's American. Signed with the Roughriders 3 seasons here. Played 36 games, 146 receptions, 1,713 yards, 9 touchdowns. They says he has a breakout season in 2023. He had 93 receptions for 1,104 yards. I don't know, was it last week or whatever? I thought the writing was on the wall with this one, with how things are shaping down. On receivers, just my take. I'm right once out of every 5. So I just thought, I don't think Sean Bain Jr. is coming back. And I know a guy that bought a Sean Bain Jr. jersey. Now that'll be on the get the name change. So he's released. He can go explore free agency. I guess there's always the possibility of coming back at some sort of discount or pay him per touchdown. I don't know if it's like senior hockey can do that. But Sean Bain Jr. Then they Riders also today extend 3-time Grey Cup champion. I forgot he won the Cup 3 times. Kerfala Exume, special teams force. So he's back with us as well. Reports floating around out there. The Riders haven't sent anything officially, and that's when we say it's official. So I'll just say allegedly, rumors, reports out there. Saskatchewan Roughriders have also signed all-star receiver Keyshawn Johnson to a multi-year contract. Could probably... There's moles in every organizations. I think some of those guys in the NFL or NHL get their news. It's a guy on the inside. So is that report true? I would bet it is. Keyshawn in, Sean Bain Jr. out. Tommy Neal going to free agency, the tampering window. I think, was it Luke or Glenn Suter thought that's probably the case, that Tommy's going to go see what he can fetch out there. Other receivers, what do we do? Joe Robustelli. Anybody on a Joe Robustelli update out there? Anybody? We know what's going on with Dante. He's going south. So you get Keyshawn, then Picton. His LinkedIn shows that he's working for Harvard Western. Hasn't announced a retirement. You can have a job and still play in the CFL. Sharky's intuition, bald guy intuition, says that he's retiring. So, receiver news for the Riders today. And I know some of you yesterday on the text line were wondering, well, what about the Riders maybe bringing in a couple of receivers? I think it's a possibility. Austin Mack, I don't know if the numbers work. Could. Salary cap's going up. Marketing money. They can come sit in that chair right over there. That's marketing money. Anytime they want. Next couple of weeks is going to be interesting. Might be some names that we were like, whoa, didn't see that coming. Jeremy O'Day will go and do it. There could be guys coming up from the States we've never heard of that end up being absolute rock stars. Never know. Interesting time of the year. If you're a football fan, you probably heard about this. If you go on any kind of social media over the last 24 hours, Bill Belichick coached the New England Patriots to 6 Super Bowls. Tom Brady's got 7. Tom Brady went and won one without Bill. Also
his 2 from New York as a defensive coordinator.
Yeah, defensive coordinator.
Hey, their rings, they count. He's got 8 of them.
I know, and they're just play-by-play guys that get rings. So he asked, okay, we'll go. We'll go with Bill as the defensive coordinator. He was very important on those teams. So he's got 8. Wait, so 50 votes? And he needed 40?
Yeah, it's 50 votes and you need 40. And the text from my brother, who's the Patriots fan, who you've met yesterday at just before 6, just before the show wrapped. I'm sorry, how isn't Bill a first ballot Hall of Famer with 6 question marks? So
because of Spygate, because of Deflate Gates. I know I'm like a lot of you. I hate the gate thing.
Well, I'm trying to grab the audio right now. I have to go through some of it and clean it up a bit, because if you haven't heard, Jimmy Johnson, Hall of Fame head coach,
yes,
was on the Pat McAfee show, and he shared his thoughts, and some of them are unfiltered, hence why I have to go through them and clean it up a bit for us. Yeah. Well, he put out a tweet as well, and he commented on it, that if this is what they're doing for Bill to keep him out, then they have to go through everybody, because everybody tries to do it. Nobody did it as successfully as Bill, is more or less his exact words.
The cheating?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're allowed to film.
Yeah.
That's how I understand it. Text in 936-6262. I don't know all the rules. You're allowed to film. It's just you can't film from certain areas, and that's where they did, and they got caught, but other teams supposedly did it as well. It's a lot like it's a lot like deflating the footballs. And as a Patriots fan, I can't really say anything here. But when it came out that Long Neck Manning was deflating footballs, or Joe Montana, that's always you never get into it with a 49er fan from the 80s on who's better. It's like, but if he was, who cares? Deflating a football a little bit. I know that there's regulations, and then there's some guys that pumped it up more than it was supposed to be. So there's that too. I think that's a Brady thing. That's not a Belichick thing as the quarterback. But they're spiteful. I'm spiteful. I am one of the most spiteful people I know. And there's spiteful people out there. And they only needed, they needed 50. You needed 40 votes. So we got 39. So 11 guys banded together.
Yeah.
Understandable.
I don't know if you get 40 you're in, or if you need 41, but either way.
There's childish guys. There's jealous. There's people out there. I'm in a big group of guys, and lots of guys hate each other, and you hear it, and this and that. Guys hate me. That's fine. 48 people. If you're in a room of 48 people and you've been around them a lot, and you get along with everybody, I don't know.
Yeah.
But Bill, the Jimmy Johnson thing, I'd like to hear that because he's going to get a lot of support from people. And then there are will the people that I would love to hear from the 11 guys that didn't vote it.
Well, again, it's all anonymous, and that's all I'm hearing today. Is everyone's like, this is stupid. We need to know who these people are.
Yeah. If you get to vote on that, it should be public record.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anonymous, come on.
Yeah. Well, I think you know who they are. I don't think you know who they voted is it. But still, come on.
I heard a story, speaking of anonymous messages and complaints or voting, I heard of in this province amateur sport board where you could, and I don't know if this is still the case, I have to go try it. You can go put a complaint in on somebody. And so if let's say hypothetically I wanted to go put a complaint in on Coulson.
Okay.
Coulson eats too loud on the other side and he sometimes forgets to hit the splitters. And I could send that from Curtis.
Oh.
Yeah. So people have been sending in complaints and making up names. I don't want to say the board. I don't want to say the group yet. But I was like, "Are you serious?" And there'd be a lot of members, a lot of users, a lot of people attached to this.
This isn't like some small town golf course club. It's like
no, big, way big, way big. And yeah, you can go and complain and send some in. Dispute on something, complain, whatever, and then put down somebody else's name.
Yeah. Last thing for me on the Belichick thing, J.J. Watt is also reoccurring on Pat McAfee, right? And his comment was, there's been 59 Super Bowls, and Bill's won 8 of them. I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like, yeah, if you go with that, end of discussion, walk away.
Clay from Wishart, Saskatchewan, texts in and says, we have more important fish to fry than Sean Bain. Wasn't American. We were pretty deep at Canadian receiver. Clayton, I think a lot of people will be thinking the exact same thing as you there. I saw fish fry too. I kind of got excited. I was like, what? Oh, it's okay. There are, like I said, the reports going around that Keyshawn has signed. I don't release it unless the Riders do. I can say allegedly, reports are, rumors out there, yada, yada. The best is when you're doing a sports show and you're kind of watching and what's going on, and then someone hops on a computer and they just start doing things on it, like Curtis just did, and totally takes. Are you putting in a negative comment about Coulson? Because you missed the whole part of that story. The double C's are back, both of them, in front of me here in the Sports Cage. Text messages, keep them coming. 936-6262, Prairie Land Rentals, text line Prairie Land Rentals, 600 Albert Street, anything you need rental-wise, and also the Husqvarna snow thrower dealer. The boys are waving. Go with the aerial, my bald spot cam. Roscoe in Kindersley says, I would have voted for Bill B. Signed anonymous. Some of you out there are funny. That's why I want to hear. Let's go, Sports Cage listeners today that usually text in. Make us laugh today. Still more to come. We're going to go to break. We'll come back. NHL goaltender, Olympic goaltender from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. He's currently on a road trip with the Los Angeles Kings. Darcy Kuemper will join us. It's the Sports Cage, streaming on a delay through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com.
If you have a garage door that's running a little rough, you should really have Busy Bee Doors, the garage door specialists, come out and repair it. Or it may need to be replaced altogether. Yeah, just call Busy Bee Doors, the local experts who have been in the business for many, many years, because they can fix or replace any commercial or garage door.
Honey, calling Busy Bee.
Good idea. Busy Bee Doors, the garage door specialists.
The 4th annual Rough Rider Foundation Winter Classic Hockey Game is back. Join in on Saturday, January 31st, 1 p.m. at Merlis Belcher Place and watch current and former Roughriders, NHL alumni, and celebrity guests face off on the ice. And the Grey Cup will be there too. Grab your Winter Classic tickets at riders5050.ca. And while you're there, check out the Winter Breakaway 50/50 with awesome prizes including big cash and a trip to see the Blue Jays season opener. The Winter Classic is presented by McDougall Auctioneers.
Sportscage is live streaming from our Century Studios in downtown Regina. Watch now at sportscage.com and our YouTube channel. Be part of the show by texting 306-936-6262. 620 CKRM.
If you're a fan of ice hockey live, and it's going to be a good one tonight at the Sixers, C6, the Cooperators. Concession, bar lined up. They're trying to sell it out. They're trying to pack it. Regina Pats Canadians, Moose Jaw, AAA Warriors. They've both games have gone to overtime this year, and they split 1-1. Tonight, season's winding down. First place, what is it? Moose Jaw is 3 points back of the Seas with a game in hand. WHLers all over this tonight. High school students are allowed in free. I'm sure elementary school students would be as well. I'll be there. We're playing the Shinko game, the pass the buck game. If you see a bunch of guys throwing fives around, that's us. Western Pizza guest hotline. If you're going to the game, don't cook. Grab a Western za, maybe some pie, maybe a pita, lasagna. Lasagna will be hard to eat though on the road, so watch out. Pickup specials all over. You can go online. Western Pizza Express.
We were supposed to have him last week, but he had to get some extra treatment, so the body's all good. Now he's on a road trip and joining us on the Western Pizza guest hotline from Saskatoon. Born and raised in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Now a member of the Los Angeles Kings and going over to play for Canada at the Winter Olympics. Goaltender Darcy Kuemper is with us. Darcy, thanks so much for doing this. And first question, the obvious one, I'm sure you've been asked it already. What's it like getting that call that you're going to represent your country at the Olympics? Can you even put it into words?
No, not really. Obviously, you know you're in the mix to possibly make the team, but to finally find out that you're on it is a dream come true, something that I think all the kids growing up back home, I'm sure they still do, dream of wearing the maple leaf one day on the biggest stage. So a huge honor, and I was beyond excited.
What can you say to people out there that are listening just on how you prepare for an Olympic Games now? It's mid-season. It's a short tournament. There's the drug testing and there's everything like that. How do you prepare for the games physically and mentally, I guess?
Yeah, I think it's weird in the middle of the season. So for me personally, I think for everybody, I'm sure is just a focus on playing your best for your team in the current situation, and they'll put you in the spot for your game to be the most ready for when you get over there. It's kind of weird where you can't really train for that specific event because you're in the middle of your regular season. But I think just playing the best you can and focusing on playing good hockey for your team puts you in a great spot to be ready to go.
And mentally, you prepare to be the starter then, obviously? Yeah,
I think everyone has to prepare to play as much as to be prepared to play as much as is possibly given to them, and I think everybody wants the net, so you're ready to roll. I know I am.
Your dad, when we had him on a couple of weeks ago, Brent was talking about just, you're going to be helping out with tickets and maybe some lodging, because it's not an easy place to send a family to go. It's expensive for starters. How is that process going? Or can you kind of push that off onto a travel agent or somebody else so you can kind of just focus on hockey as far as helping out the family with tickets and lodging and all that stuff?
Luckily for me, my wife's great at handling all that business. So she's everybody's travel agent, it seems, and she's got it all set up so everyone has a place to stay and making sure everyone's been able to find flights to get over there. So I don't have to worry with any of that. She takes care of it all for everyone.
The guys on the team, obviously you play against them. There's Connor McDavid, enough said, Sidney Crosby. Is there a guy on the roster that's going over, Darcy, as a goalie that you maybe find that maybe doesn't get the, I don't want to say respect, but is kind of sneaky good, that a goalies you kind of always got to be on your toes besides the main guys?
Oh, I think anybody that's making that team is sneaky good. Whenever you play against anyone that's on the roster, their team's top players, and they're always popping up in the pre-scouts, and you're trying to learn their tendencies the best you can so that you can be ready to go. And they all bring something different to the table. I could go through the whole roster and what makes everyone so hard to play against, but they're all there for a reason, and they're all tough and great players to play against.
What can you tell fans of a guy, he's been through the wars, he's won cups, he's won gold medals, and he's going back with you? How do you describe Drew Doughty? He's just a winner. He's won obviously so much in his career, and but he still has so much competitiveness to his game every day. Practicing with him, it's hilarious. Every single rep is he's trying to win, and I think that's good to have on our team every day. It brings a different kind of intensity to every practice, but also to have his experience and a guy that's been through a lot of different situations that you can lean on and knows what it takes is awesome to have. It's crazy that the rink will be a little bit shorter. It looks nice. Who knows what the rooms are going to look like? Is there a chat group going on with all the guys going over there? Are you guys staying abreast of anything with the rink?
No, I think we're just kind of prepared for whatever it's going to be. Everyone's got to play on the same ice, so
yeah.
You just got to make the best of the situation, and the facilities are going to be what they are. So you just got to do what you can to be ready and use them the best you can. And I think you just have to be in a good mind space for that, which we've talked about, and I think everybody's ready for it.
Yeah, you might have to go back to your days of playing in the Shro or the Archibald with the smaller ice. You'd be used to it for sure. I'm sure there'll be some pre-scouts, but you've played in the World Championships as well. How do you get ready, I guess, for teams that don't have the NHL pedigree and the players? And they're going to play some teams like France where there might not be anybody that you guys have ever seen pro-wise. Mentally, just, respect every opponent?
Yeah, I think you just have to, respect your opponent. There's some teams, like you said, that might not have a lot of NHL players, but, it's the Olympics, and they're going to be giving it their all, and they're good players in their own right. So you got to respect your opponent regardless of who it is, and know that there's not going to be any easy games, really. You got to take it seriously and be ready to play against everybody.
I was watching you the other night. You seem like a jovial guy on the ice. Like you like to talk to other players. I don't know if that's chirping or if it's legit you're, striking up conversations. Would you consider yourself a guy that likes to talk out there?
Yeah, I don't really do a lot of chirping, but I'll talk to the other guys and kind of joke around with them. And I try to stay as loose as I can out there, and I feel like that's what I'm playing my best. So, it helps you just kind of move on from one whistle to the next and kind of turn it off, turn it on in between whistles. So talking to guys is a good way to do that.
A couple of quick ones here. What's your favorite NHL rink to play in as a visitor?
As a visitor, I'd probably say Montreal, the Bell Center. Just the way it's built, it feels like the fans are right on top of you. And, regardless of how their team's doing, they always bring the energy every night. And it's just a fun crowd to play against or play in front of. Regardless of what time of year it is or where they are in the standings, they're just so passionate about their hockey there. We're
just snapping out of a minus 50 streak here in Saskey. You know all about that playing. Do you ever remember any small town rinks or the coldest rink as a kid playing in back in Saskey here, Darcy?
Shro was always really cold. You'd walk in there in the morning and there'd just be ice on the walls. And as a goalie, playing in a cold rink isn't the most fun because the pucks freeze and get a little bit harder and hurt a little bit more. So I think maybe it toughened me up a little bit when I was younger.
You ever been in a goalie fight?
No. I was close last year, but the refs broke it up before it really got started.
And just in closing here, I wonder if you can give some words. Jim McIntyre, longtime owner, manager, coach of the Saskatoon Contacts, passes away last week at 87. You played Contacts a couple of years. When you think of Mr. Mac and just how he shaped so many lives, what comes up in your mind, Darcy?
Yeah, what a life he lived. To to be able to be involved with the hockey for that long. You just think about how many different players lives he touched, coming through that system, and being able to play for the Contacts was such an honor when I was younger. Whether guys turned pro or ended up, playing in the WHL, junior hockey, scholarships, NCAA, CIS. He affected so many people in so many different ways that, we're forever grateful for being able to play for him and to know him, and really sad to hear about his passing.
All right, Darcy, everybody in Saskey is going to be rooting for the whole team, but especially you. Again, thanks so much for taking some time today on the road trip and before you go over and chatting with us.
Thanks very much for having me.
Darcy Kuemper from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. They're representing Canada at the Olympics in a couple weeks' time. It is a Sports Cage. We're on the home of local sports in Saskatchewan. We're streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com if you want to watch along. If not, all the audio streams. And as per usual, always on 620 CKRM.
Affordability in Canada is getting worse. Canadians are now paying nearly half their paycheck towards taxes. That's more than on food, clothing, and shelter combined. It's unacceptable. Conservatives stand with hardworking Canadians and will take aim at the affordability crisis by bringing down taxes, cutting spending towards needless bureaucracy and consultants, and fight for fiscal discipline in this Liberal government. My name is Warren Steinley, your Conservative Member of Parliament for Regina Louvain, and I will always be on Saskatchewan's side.
Paid ad by Warren Steinley.
Did you know over 1.3 million homeowners call on Reliance for their water heater needs? With over 150,000 five-star online reviews and over 60 years experience, you could say Reliance Heath are water heater experts. Switch to Reliance Heath today. They'll give you $200 for all your hot water needs.
Call on Reliance.
Visit waterheaterrentals.com for details. Terms and conditions apply.
SaskToday.ca is your local news source, proudly serving communities all across Saskatchewan. Sask Today's team of local journalists are on the ground focusing on local topics that matter to you. From agriculture, local community news, sports, and more. Find it all at SaskToday.ca. Sign up for our daily news digest at SaskToday.ca. From Harvard Media, everywhere.
Winter in Saskatchewan tests everything, our patience, vehicles, and sometimes our bumpers. From icy parking lot dings to serious highway mishaps, choosing local matters. At Regina Motor Products Collision Center, we're Saskatchewan-owned, run, and we drive these roads too. An SGI-accredited full-service collision center working on all makes and models. Submit your SGI claim and book your appraisal. It's easy. When you need repairs you can trust, it's neighbors helping neighbors. Regina Motor Products Collision Center, south at Highways 1 and 6 Albert Street, rmpchevrolet.com.
Saskatchewan, it's time to talk sports. Sportscage is on the air. Be part of the show. Call 936-6262 or toll free 1-866-767-0620. And we're always online at sportscage.com. 620 CKRM.
All right, hope you enjoyed that interview with Darcy Kuemper. She's bringing me in a sheet here, Curtis. Yeah, we'll play it again later in the show if you missed it. All that. Okay, just came for the Riders. Another release, another signing. They signed linebacker Vi Jones. Jones signed at the Seattle Seahawks as an undrafted free agent in 2022. Appeared in 3 games as a rookie. Subsequently spent time with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 23-24. And looks like 7 games in 2024. Forced fumbles in both. Guy's a player collegiately, played for USC Trojans 2017-2018 and North Carolina State 2019. So Riders added in a linebacker with NFL experience, played at a big school. Probably going to be solid. We're getting text messages. 936-6262. Thanks, Curtis. Look. Prairie Land Rentals text line. Oh, you fixed it. Curtis fixed the delay. If you're on YouTube, there was a little bit of a delay. It was weird. I thought I was hammering back old fashions yesterday. TJ and Davidson, home of some really good wonton soup I had a couple weeks ago, by the way, at the Panda restaurant there. He says, as for Bill Belichick not getting into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and if you're kind of like, who cares? It is big news. It's hilarious because the guy's won 8 Super Bowls and 50 people vote, needed 40 to get in. So 39. He probably got 39. I don't know. Maybe he got less than that. He didn't get in. First ballot Hall of Famer. TJ Davidson says it's Bill's young girlfriend that got him X'd out. Isn't that just really weird? How would that go down on a day-to-day basis? Being Bill's age, which he's 70... What is he, Colson? 73. And his girlfriend partner's name is Jordan Hudson. Jordan is 24 years old. She was born April 3rd, 2001.
Quick maths, that's 50 years.
Come on, Matt. Like, what? What are you doing? Like, getting up in the morning. You got to get up to the bath. She's 24. She's playing, like, Flip Cup and things with her college friends. You're an old man. It's so weird. But somebody's spiteful. Somebody doesn't like him, and a group of people didn't, and he didn't get in. Do you have the McAfee thing? Or the Jimmy Johnson?
I've got 2 of them.
Okay.
Out of the 4. So here, give me another 10 seconds and I'll have the first one ready.
We're going to give Colson 10 seconds. Do you want to... egos in the voting room are keeping him out because he is not likable, Jeffrey said. Yeah, exactly. He isn't. But are you going into the Hall of Fame because you're likable or what you did? It's obviously your body of work. The likability thing, I know some of you are going to maybe come at me or come at the text line with Major League Baseball, and there's a plethora of Major League Baseball guys, but then that's the whole steroid thing. But Bill kind of cheated too, I guess. I don't put Deflategate on him. Spygate, yeah, but everyone's allowed to film other teams. Just sure he did it. Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Pete Rose, Sammy Sosa. Yeah, Bill's young girlfriend. That is weird. That's weird town.
Okay, here's kind of the short intro to Jimmy Johnson's thoughts. We can share some more later, but we'll just hear from this one first.
Well, first of all, I think this tarnishes everything in the Hall of Fame. All of the inductees, everybody in the Hall of Fame, just because of 10 or 11 or 12 ignorant, jealous who did not vote for him. I think it tarnishes everything about the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Jerry's firing. Dan in Regina texted in, "My name is Jerry Jones, and I did not vote for Bill Belichick. Instead, I voted for myself. Go Cowboys." Dan. Yeah, Cowboys. Next year, country again. But that's a good one, Dan. Thanks for messaging in.
I saw this tweet from a guy's named Jerry Callahan. Mm-hmm. He said, "I've been to the Football Hall of Fame, and I'm glad they're not going to soil this sacred place with a scoundrel like Bill Belichick. Hey, check this out. It's me and O.J. Simpson."
You know what was funny? I was thinking that this morning. I was like, "Is O.J.'s?" And I didn't have time to look it up. I looked up so many other things researching. Oh, and then my computer went down today. That's a whole other story. I was like,
it's been a bad day for computers.
Is OJ still they took OJ out, right? He's still in there. Guy was really good, but was he civil suit convicted, non-civil suit? And I think it sounds like he took it to the grave as well. We'll never find out. Wayne in Victoria. Wayne, make us jealous. Is it nice out? Send us a picture. And especially if you're golfing. Wayne in Victoria says, "I have to laugh at your comment about the bald spot cam." I know. I don't know. I'm 48 though, right? Probably I do have a thick head of hair, but I think I'm missing a few divots up top when we go to the I don't know, maybe get that hairspray thing. Spray it up in there. That's funny. 936-6262, Prairieland Rentals text line. We're waiting for Perry Pearn to hop on. Legendary hockey coach. So when that happens, Rider News today. If you want to comment on that, let it fly. 936-6262. Keyshawn Johnson allegedly, reportedly, 3 Down Nation has it that he has signed with the Riders again. Riders haven't made that official. Sean Bain Jr. released. He can go explore free agency, see what's out there, what he can get. Riders also extend 3-time Grey Cup champ Kerfala Exume. Some Rider news there. James Hamilton. James likes to sprinkle too. I met a guy years ago in Palm Springs. He worked for the San Francisco Giants. He said Jeff Kent, top mustache in those years, fought Barry Bonds one season 3 different times in the clubhouse. Says Bonds was the biggest D ever. No Hall of Fame for Barry. And he was juiced up for most of his career. Could still smash the crap out of a baseball, though. That's for sure. 936-6262. Text in. I'll read them. Having lots of fun. Big game tonight at the Sixer. C's and Moose Jaw, AAA midget. Other stuff coming up on the program. Let's talk. Go to break and then talk hockey. Perry Pearn is going to join us, coaching the Chinese national team. Going to be in and around our area. We'll be right back.
Winter driving is easy, unless you want to stop, or start, or turn a corner. On snow and ice, that takes the right tires. And the right tires are at Quality Tire. Winter tires give you the grip you need to brake faster, handle better, and stay in control when the roads don't cooperate. Don't leave your safety to all-season guesswork. Get ready for real winter driving at Quality Tire, trusted for the road ahead, with 9 locations across Saskatchewan. QualityTire.ca.
Debt can take over your life. The stress, the constant worry, it can feel like you're drowning. When people come to see me, they're often anxious and feeling hopeless. But when I explain how I can help them get out of debt, those feelings melt away. I'm Jasmine Brown, a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Regina. I will create a personalized debt relief plan so you can move forward with confidence. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to discover your debt-free future.
If you've got a Steelcraft garage door, you've got a door with parts manufactured and assembled right here in Canada. A door with better insulation and seal, plus a warranty you're probably never going to use. And if you don't have a Steelcraft garage door, you should get one. Don't just hang a door, install a Steelcraft. Turn curb appeal into curb envy.
Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door. We offer more.
Steel-craft.ca.
If it's happening in sports in Saskatchewan, we've got it covered on Sportscage. Be part of the show. Call 936-6262 or toll free 1-866-767-0620. On your radio at 620 CKRM and online at sportscage.com.
Welcome back for Regina Motor Products. Tires at Cost event on till the end of March. Regina Motor Products. Also visit them online. Find out what new rides. Nice new used selection. Pre-owned selection there. I drove by there the other day. Regina Motor Products. Locally great sponsors of the Wednesday show here at the Sports Cage. Rider News, we'll get back to that in a bit. We got more coming up. Basketball. UofR Cougars women. First loss of the year, but a couple of big ones coming up this Thursday and Saturday against the University of Saskatchewan. I also got a text message here too. A big game in Weyburn tonight. The Red Wings host the Flin Flon Bombers. Some are saying that could be a preview, the SJHL final. I saw Flin Flon's bus parked outside the hotel down the street here, downtown Regina. They're loading up the lung. Their boys are doing their swing of the South right now. So that one, you got the Moose Jaw Warriors, Regina Pat Canadians tonight. No shortage of quality hockey. And then if you're just going to stick at home, stay on the Chesterfield in your rumpus room and watch curling. Canada plays tonight. We'll get to all that in the Sports Ticker. Let's go to the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. No need to cook tonight. Grab yourself a wheel. Any of the Greek favorites you love. It's Western Pizza. Joining us, teed it up earlier, Perry Pearn. That name rings a bell because Perry Pearn has coached a lot of hockey. Perry, thanks for making some time today here on the Sports Cage.
Well, thanks for having me.
Your elite prospects page as a coach, one of the longest I've seen. Countries, continents. I love it. I think it's great. The stories you can tell, the experiences as well. Now you're coaching the Chinese national team, which is in Briarcrest, playing the college this Friday and Saturday. Perry, how do you end up coaching in China?
Well, I had, after retiring from the NHL, I'd wound up working with the Canadian women's national team, and that led to an opportunity to go to Russia. And when I came back from Russia, I was kind of sitting out, not doing anything, and got hooked up with Japan and coached them for 2 years. And I think that's where China would have seen me do some coaching, and reached out after I left Japan, and here I am.
Japan hockey, where they are, and China, is it similar? A lot of differences there.
We're fairly similar. So you have the top 16 teams play in the World Championship, and then right below that group, the next 6 teams are called the 1A group. And then the 6 teams below that are called the 1B group. And we're in 1B. Japan currently is in 1A. Mm-hmm. Teams from 1A, every year, 2 of those teams go up and they play in the Senior World Championships with Canada, U.S., Sweden. 2 teams come down. So there's relegation. And so we're on the cusp of maybe moving up to Division 1A, but have some work to do.
The ACAC, you spent time in there as well. It's been a while, but how do you come up with this, or does somebody else come up with it to be like, I think we would be able to go over and play these teams and be comparable? Because there's already some games that have happened, and they haven't been absolute blowouts from what I understand. But that's always tough to gauge, divisions, leagues against leagues. You're just going off eyeball tests and kind of what you know, right?
Exactly. And, I do have experience with the ACAC, and you're right, I haven't coached in the league for a while, but I have friends that work in the league still, friends that, I've gotten to know over the years that coach in the league. And I run a camp where, a number of the players, come out of major junior hockey or junior A hockey, and they wind up at places like U of A and NAIT. So I have a feel a little bit for the level of the league. But the other thing that was really attractive about the ACAC is they have 7 teams. And in college sports, if you have 7 teams, it means somebody has a bye weekend. And so that's what we looked at and said, look, if we can get the bye weekend teams to play us, that's 2 games every weekend while we're here. And then can we fit in a game during the middle of the week somewhere along the way? And we were able to do that to get 9 games. And, obviously Briarcrest is a bit of a trip for us, but they had the bye weekend. And so, I think it'd be a great experience for our guys to be on a bus and, travel to Moose Jaw, get out to Cairnport and play. So I think it's worked out well. And as you said, all the games have been very competitive.
What's the weather shock been like for them? I know it gets cold in parts of China, but last week in the prairies here, it was the prairies.
Yes, it was. Like Edmonton's been surprisingly warm, though. We've only had a couple of real deep freeze days here since we've been here. So I don't think we've truly given them the experience of Western Canada yet. But that part of things certainly is different for them. Although a number of our players come from Chichihar and from Harbin, and I was there last February for the Asian Winter Games, and it was Edmonton cold.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Okay, well then that makes, because I was going to say, when you guys are coming down the Trans-Canada, maybe get a practice in Mortlach or somewhere in one of the old barns and give them a taste of it. What 1.4? I think it's 1.4 billion people in China. That's people. Hockey numbers. Does it keep growing every year there?
I think it is. Certainly, their women's program has, and without being disparaging, it's a little bit easier at this stage of the development of women's hockey across the world for countries to move up. Mm-hmm. But the Chinese women's team is, on the cusp of potentially an Olympic team, being able to play in the Olympics. So the funding for hockey is good because of that. And it's brought the men's game along. They made a big decision 2 years ago. They had a number of North Americans with dual passports that had represented them in the World Championships. And they said, no more dual passports. We're going strictly, if you have a Chinese passport, you can play. If you don't, if you have another passport, you're out. So most of those players who played with dual passports obviously passed on, going strictly with a Chinese passport. And so the last 2 years, we've been all Chinese players. And, that's created a little bit of a depth problem, but I think that's starting to improve now. And that's part of being here, too, is to try and grow that depth. We have 5 kids with us that are 19 years old or younger. And they've been playing and getting the experience of playing against, the North American kind of competition, big, strong guys who finish checks. And so that's been really good for us.
Perry Pearn's joining us here on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline, legendary hockey coach. He's coaching the Chinese national team, which is playing in Briarcrest coming up this weekend. Do the kids, and you had some young kids on this team. Now, do they start playing hockey at a young age in China, or did they pick up this game a little bit later?
A lot of them start very young. The oddity of China is that a lot of the players are coached individually in hockey when they begin. They don't start out in a big group. They hire an individual coach. The individual coach works with them on skating, puck handling, and all that stuff. And so the skill level for most of the players relative to puck handling, skating is very good. The problems come with the passing game a little bit, and then the hockey sense that like we in North America sort of take for granted, because everybody kind of grows up around the game, and whether you're playing road hockey or you're playing on the rink at the corner of the street, you learn some things that nobody told you, but you know that if I do this doesn't work, or if I do
hockey sense.
Yeah. So that hockey sense is, one of the challenges for us as coaches, to try and, upgrade and move to the levels of the teams that we're going to face in the World Championships.
Yeah, the physicality for sure. Do you work with the Chinese Hockey Association organization or anybody to say maybe we should start getting these kids playing as a team at a younger age? This is something to look at, or have they been told that and it's kind of what they want to do is go this route where it's more individualized?
Well, and that's the other interesting thing. In China, I think, is much different, say, than Canada. Hockey Canada, provides, I think, the direction and the leadership in terms of developing, our young players and do a pretty good job of it. In China, the federation doesn't have the same strength that Hockey Canada has. There are actually individual clubs that I think have more control than the actual Chinese, Hockey Association. They work hand in hand, but Beijing is going to kind of do their thing with their development. Chichihar is going to do their thing with their development. Harbin's doing their thing with their development. And so there isn't that sort of overall consistency, top to bottom in terms of the development of younger players there. And so, I think until that changes, it's going to be hard for them to get the numbers of really good players that you need in order to have the depth to be real competitive on the international stage.
Geez, I think I could go on here for an hour and a half and just picking your brain about this. This is fascinating. You need like a Netflix series to follow you around over there, Perry. I got it. You've coached in Italy. You've coached internationally. Obviously, lots in the NHL too. While I got you here, I got to ask you a prediction or any thoughts on the Olympics. How it's going to go?
Well, I think you can tell from how the rivalry series went that Canada and the U.S. are certainly. Should be in the mix for the gold medal. I think the one thing though is that they can't take for granted any of the European teams because you see the depth in the National Hockey League of the international players, and you can slide down to countries like Germany, and they have the ability to on a given day. Upset any of those teams. And what I've always understood about the international game is that there's a lot of one win all games, win it all game in these events. Anything can happen on that given day.
Yeah, that is so right. It's like football. Except you don't have the weather factor, but for sure. Perry, thanks so much for spending some time today. It's a fascinating story. Again, I think it's Friday, Saturday at Briarcrest, the Chinese national team against Briarcrest in a friendly. I'm going to call it that. Steal something from soccer. Really appreciate you taking some time, Perry. Travel safe into Briarcrest.
Okay, thanks very much for having me.
There he is. No problem. Pleasure's all ours. Could have talked to him for, honestly, hour and a half. Closing. Just pick his brain. You go through his database. Oh my God, there's players he's coached I want to talk about. There's World Junior teams he's coached I want to talk about. It's like a podcast episode, at least an hour long. That was Perry Pearn on the Western Pizza guest hotline.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Reliance Heath Water Heater Rentals. Switch to Reliance today and get $200 cash back with your new water heater. Some conditions apply. Call on Reliance.
Like I said, if you like live hockey, go to the Sixer tonight, C6, Cooperator Center. Parking, I'm sure, will be awesome. Moose Jaw Warriors, Regina Pats Canadians, 7:30 puck drop. 3 points separate. Seas are on top. Moose Jaw does have a game in hand. Their scores so far this year, 5-4 in overtime and 7-6 in overtime. I'll be there. I'll maybe bring a Sportscage hat. I'll let Landon Walters give it away. He spins the tunes. Landon, text me. Let me know if I can request a few tonight. That game goes down. Then the SJ, it could be preview of the league final. Could be Flin Flon at Weyburn, 7 p.m. Also in the SJ, Warman's hosting Laurent. Yorkton's in Estevan. That's another good one right there. U18 girls, not going to forget about you. Notre Dame hosting the Winnipeg Gold Wings. Josh Miller's gals, 8 p.m. That one. Prairie Junior Hockey League, Pilot Butte Storm welcoming the Regina Silver Foxes. One Saskatchewan team in the dub in action. The Blades are in Lethbridge. Curling, Jolene Campbell, victory earlier today. 10-4 over Yukon. She's 3-3. Takes on Ontario tonight. One Canadian team in the National League. And Ottawa's hosting the Colorado Avalanche. In hour number one, it is brought to you by Reliance, where right now you get $200 back if you rent a water heater. Some conditions apply. Call on Reliance. Hour two of the program's coming up. UofR, Cougars basketball, more hockey, Bill Belichick, clutch performer, sprinkle of the day, and your text messages. We'll be right back.
We are 620 CKRM Regina, a Harvard media station.
It's 4 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Corey Atkinson from the SaskToday.ca newsroom with your 620 CKRM news for Bronco Plumbing and Heating, where professional service is guaranteed. They'll treat you right. 781-2090. Sask Power and the Saskatchewan government are starting a formal review of large nuclear reactor technology for the province's future power needs. At an announcement in Saskatoon, Minister Jeremy Harrison said the process is now officially underway. He said nuclear power could add value to Saskatchewan's uranium and support long-term energy security. Sask Power CEO Rupin Pandya said the review will run alongside the small modular reactor project. He noted large reactors take 15 to 20 years to build, so planning must begin now with safety, costs, and benefits considered. Regina police have charged a 16-year-old boy after 3 people were hit with bear spray at a Louvain Drive business yesterday evening. Officers say the suspect fled on foot, and EMS treated the victims for minor injuries. The youth faces 3 assault with a weapon charges, along with 1 count of failing to comply with release conditions. Because of his age, he cannot be named. He is set to make his first court appearance on March 9th. APAS is raising concerns about federal cuts that would close major agricultural research sites in Saskatchewan. The group says facilities at Scott and Indian Head are set to close as part of a national plan that removes 7 sites and 665 jobs. APAS says public research farms help farmers manage risk and improve crops. It warns the closures conflict with federal climate and innovation goals and could weaken long-term farm competitiveness for producers across the prairies and future generations of farmers nationwide. A new partnership between Regina Public Schools and the Regina Food Bank aims to expand nutrition support for students. Using funding from the National School Food Program, the Food Bank will help supply affordable, nutritious food to schools across the city. The rollout began January 13th with 7 schools, with more joining in February and March. Officials say the partnership will free up school staff to focus on students while improving access to healthy meals. About 19,000 students will benefit once the program is fully implemented. The Bank of Canada is keeping its benchmark interest rate unchanged at 2.25% as inflation remains stable and the economy adapts to U.S. tariffs. Bank of Canada Governor Tiff Macklem says the Bank of Canada expects the economy to grow modestly and inflation to stay close to the 2% target, but notes much remains uncertain.
Uncertainty around this projection is unusually high. Geopolitical risks are elevated, and the upcoming review of the Canada-U.S.-Mexico agreement is an important risk to the outlook.
The Bank of Canada's next scheduled interest rate decision is set for March 18th. And the Wienermobiles are coming back for a bite at the Brickyard in May, giving them another chance to relish the spotlight of racing's biggest weekend. Oscar Mayer has announced its full fleet of 6 Wienermobiles that will compete for the second straight year at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway's historic 2.5-mile oval. The Weenie 500 is scheduled for May 22nd during the track's annual Carburation Day festivities. Last year's race was such a hit, organizers decided to give fans another chance to savor the flavor of a lighthearted competition just 2 days before the Indianapolis 500. Each Wienermobile will again feature toppings of regional favorites, with Slaw Dog trying to show it's beefy enough to defend last year's title. That was your 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sasktoday.ca and 620ckrm.com.
Winter's coming. Is your home ready? At Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, they install high-efficiency brine furnaces that keep your family cozy while saving energy and money. Their professional team takes care of everything, from installation to long-term service, so your home stays warm for years to come. Call 781-2090 or visit broncoplumbing.com today. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, and Bryant, whatever it takes.
Brought to you by Line X Regina, Serious Protection Killer Lux, 1865 McCara Street. Weather tonight, mostly cloudy and a low down to minus 19. Tomorrow, looking partly sunny sky and a high of minus 12. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy. We're going down to a low minus 19 again. Friday, sunny and a high of minus 12. Saturday, light snow likely in the area, much milder. We're going to a high of minus 1. And Sunday, mainly cloudy and a high of minus 4. Currently in downtown Regina, cloudy sky. It's minus 14 with the wind chill. It feels like minus 21.
For 40 years, the team from Line X Regina has been protecting vehicles across Saskatchewan, and we're changing with the times. 3 generations of our family have protected your vehicles. Our business has evolved, and we're not stopping now. The next generation is here. Same family, same commitment, ready for the next generation of truck beds, rocker panels, trailers, bumpers, and running boards in all kinds of colors. Line X Regina, 1865 McCara Street, the next generation of protective coatings.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sports Cage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Regina Motor Products. RMP Winter Tires and Cost event on now until March 31st when you purchase a set of 4 tires. Visit RMP online or in person today. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
For Regina Motor Products, like he said, it's a Sports Cage. Streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com. It's just Colson and I. Program today. Still more guests to come on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. Text messages to read 936-6262. Dave really liked the Pearn interview. Could listen to him talk hockey all day. Probably not all day, but for most of it, Dave. I agree. Chad says knew that was coming. A couple of you have mentioned this. Could see the Sean Bain Jr. release from the Riders coming. Let him go. Tony says he expects them to make a play on Tommy Neild. Where's Tommy going? Free agent. Test it out. Let him go test it out. He knows what he has here, how we can get it done. Other news from the Riders today, Kerfala Exume re-signed, and then they also signed linebacker. Now this one V. It's spelled V-I. I think it's Vi Jones. As soon as I see that name, I say V because one of my best friends growing up elementary school, his name was V. He was from Vietnam. He ended up being a chef at the Samurai in Saskatoon. I know if a lot of you were there, we did papers together for like 3 years at 6 a.m. What a wild ride that was. Inner city Saskatoon, I'll tell you that. But as soon as I see it, I see V. It's Vi, I think, Jones. Riders signed him today. Linebacker, Seattle Seahawks, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This cat played as well. Went to join the Cardinals in 2025, registering 10 tackles in 3 preseason games, and they cut him. He went to USC, so NFL experience. He's 6'2", 225. 6'2", 225. Text message here. Captain Harvey says, is it May yet? Captain Harvey, by the way, yesterday, I didn't get to this. You said I should do an expose. The Oil should do an expose on Colby Cave and his time with the Oilers. There's a big mural in North Battleford now. I had Ryan Schweitzer on about a month ago. He emceed that event. We had him on here talking about because he was somewhat close with Colby from his time in Swift Current. Just letting you know, we got it covered on this end. Captain Harvey, thanks for listening out there. Thanks for the text. James, Wayne, Dan, TJ, Roscoe, Ryan, Clayton so far, Kennedy, Bobby, Candace. Candace was a big Sean Bain Jr. fan, so unfortunately, maybe he'll come back. A sweet discount of some sort. Okay, sprinkle of the day, Colson, for Sports Select. Simply make your picks online now. Generate your QR code. Head to your Lotto Spot retailer. 100% legal, cash in hand. Bet on the original. I don't know why I didn't do it yesterday. It was a standalone, and I said Winnipeg Jets pro line, not tie. You know I love my ties. I went Jets in Jersey, and they won in regulation. Let's go to sportselect.com. First off, still 5. The Super Bowl game is still 5. Right down 45.5. I'm curious if that changes.
It did jump to 5.5 last night when I was editing, so it's come down since then.
Oh, the spread?
Yeah.
Huh? The over-under is, they're all good, right? These guys that set odds are not dummies. But that is such a tricky number. Like right away you would think under because the Patriots didn't score any points. But 2 weeks to game plan too with the Super Bowl. That's another thing. take into consideration. Where can we go tonight? Let's play Lotto Lawrence's hack here. College basketball. Now the hack is, if you weren't listening last week, you look for a low over-under game. And when we say low, we want like 130 right here. Here's our game. Northern Iowa, Southern Illinois. You don't have to like the teams. You don't have to care. This is all for sprinkle and entertainment purposes. The over-under is 130.5. Do you see it there, Colson?
Just working on pulling it up.
Northern Iowa. What's Northern Iowa's team here? Let's give them a name. Northern Iowa school name. Of course. What did I spell wrong here? 130. Do you have it yet?
No, it's still scrolling.
130.5.
To be fair, there are a lot of college basketball games.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Northern Iowa against who?
It's in Cedar Falls, Iowa. That I figured out. What? Come on. University of Northern Iowa. Give me the bloody team name. What did I put in wrong? The colors are purple and gold. Nickname the Panthers. How original. The Panthers of Northern Iowa against Southern Illinois. I'm not going to look that up the way things are going today. 130 is the over-under. Now, the key is the point spread is -1.5. So then you go over to the pro line and you take the tie. Lawrence figures, allegedly. Entertainment purposes only. It's sitting at 240 for a tie. You hit it, generate code, walk in, whatever wager you want to do. They scan it, and you're sitting tonight watching the Northern Iowa Panthers against the Southern Illinois. I don't know. What are they called? Panthers. Let's say it'll be something easy. Tigers.
I'm trying to find out. If they're
Cardinals.
both the Panthers, that'd be funny.
Southern Illinois. But I like that tie. Little hack there. Sportselect.com. Generate your QR code. Take it to your Lotto Spot retailer.
Oh, it's not easy.
But it's not?
No.
Southern Illinois. Give me a hint.
It's a dog breed.
Bulldogs.
Nope.
Doberman Pinschers.
Nope.
Chihuahuas.
No, it's none of those.
Shar-Peis.
No.
German Shepherds?
Nope.
Dalmatians?
Nope. You're not going to get it. That's the only thing that I am seeing, though, is what it's actually called. They were originally the Maroons, and then in 1951, they switched to the name of what their mascot was.
And it's a dog breed?
Yes.
Southern Illinois.
It is the Royal Dog of Egypt.
No, now you just made it worse for me.
Exactly. The Seleucus.
I didn't even know that. I've never heard that word in my life.
Yep. So the Southern Illinois Seleucus.
Okay. It's a dog breed?
Yep.
If you would have said, Barney, what's a Seleucus? I'd be like, a drink in Colombia. No, Seleucus. The Southern Illinois Seleucus, Northern Iowa Panthers tonight, pro line, take the tie. We'll regroup tomorrow. We'll see what the score is. That is your sprinkle of the day for Sports Select. Sportselect.com, QR code, Lotto Spot retailer, scan it, 100% legal, chance to win cash in hand. Okay, we're out on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. If you're watching the video stream, you see Cara, Misskey joining us from the University of Regina Cougars basketball team. Heck of a season so far, Cara, but your first loss on the weekend. I'm sure running the table and going a perfect season would have been great, but realistically, it's still been a heck of a ride so far.
Yeah, I mean, losing one game sucks, but I'd rather have that hiccup now and have the stuff to work on now before playoffs when it means a lot more. And yeah, like you said, we're having an unreal season, so we're not going to let one game define us, and we're going to get back to it.
Is it really a hiccup, though? Because you guys are playing good teams here. You know, you have Alberta, and then now you got Saskatchewan, right? Like, you guys are getting tested, and a split still not a bad weekend against Alberta.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely didn't play our best game. Watching that film back, we have a lot of things that we know we can do better. and that we probably should have done better. But like I said, it's good to look at those things, get back in the gym and work on them. And like I said, we got to keep going, and we haven't played our best basketball yet, which is pretty exciting.
What's up with Saskey and University of Saskatchewan this weekend? Is home court an advantage first off? And what are you guys expecting from them?
Yeah, I think home court is for sure an advantage. I mean, both of us are going to have unreal crowds. I know we've already sold over half our tickets, and that's just so exciting. And I mean, having that football team behind us and yelling at the other team is a bit we've had these dates marked on our calendar all year, and it's always exciting. It's always fun. We've played these same girls for the last 5 years. We know each other's teams better than any other team in Canada West, so it's always an exciting game. And like I said, we've had it marked on our calendars, but we're ready to go.
Do you guys also have it circled? Maybe, probably personally, you too, as a fifth-year Canada West All-Star guard with the team, to make that 8 that are going to go to the U Sport Finals?
Yeah, 100%. This is a big game for us and a possible Canada West final matchup. So not only important for the standings, but just for ourselves to show us that we can beat this team. We can play with the number 1 nationally ranked team in the country. So this is really important to not only show the fans and show everybody and all the coaches, but to show ourselves that we are right there with them and that we can beat them.
Personally, for you, it's been a good year. You're not going to maybe want to talk about yourself, but I think you're averaging 13.9 points a game. Recently became the UofR's all-time assist leader. What an accomplishment in your 5th year. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, pretty cool accomplishment. I was talking to Michaela about it at the start of the year because I was close to beating her, and now I've surpassed her. So she's laughing at me about that and how Jade beat her in the rebounding record as well. And I mean, it's just pretty cool to have my coach up there with me. And I mean, obviously couldn't have done it without my teammates. I'm just giving them the ball and they're putting it in the basket. So yeah, it's pretty cool though to finally do that in my last year.
When I interviewed Coach a few weeks ago, I asked her if she could still ball. Does she ever get out with you guys and play?
Oh yeah, a little bit. She's got all her shoes in her office ready to go. And I said to her actually yesterday, I said, lace up, we need you on defense here. And she's still giving it in her rec league, averaging around 20 points a game. So yeah.
She still got it for sure. She didn't want to kind of give us too much of a brag when we had her on, but I know she's still super young, so she could probably play in the league easily. I want to ask you. You're originally from Mormon, went to St. Joe's, East Sider. I'm not going to hold you against it. I'm a West Sider, but your Master of Science is your degree. Are you wrapping that up this year?
I just started my master's degree this year, so I will have one more year next year to be in Regina. So. And then what's the game? What's the plan with you with that degree? What would you like to do? Honestly, I'm not sure. I helped teach a couple courses at the university level. So, I mean, teaching is something I'm really interested in. But yeah, I run a lot of the youth programming here in Regina. So something with youth, something in kinesiology, I'm not quite sure yet. That's what I thought. I might as well take something that'll advance my schooling instead of just taking random classes this year, since I'm technically in my 6th year.
Oh. Well, stick around Regina, and I'm sure Coach's team, there's going to be some teams in that rec league that are going to want you next year for sure. Asking me. Try and get some cash. Try and get some. Hey, what's in it? What's in it for me? What's the per diem? Hey, congratulations so far. It's going to be exciting this weekend again. You guys and the Huskies, right? And like you said, it could be a preview of the final. All the best and continued success. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thank you very much.
There she is, 5th year Canada West All-Star guard with the University of Regina Cougars women's basketball team, Cara Misskey. They're taking on Saskatchewan. We talked about it yesterday. Thursday night in Saskatoon, then Saturday night here in Regina at the UofR Gymnasium. I know it has a name, but I think UofR Gymnasium has a nice ring to it. It's a Sportscage. We're the home of local sports in Saskatchewan. We're streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com, and we're on 620 CKRM.
You need to know what's going on in Regina, so get the scoop with the Regina Today newsletter, your backstage pass to everything happening in the city. It's quick, it's free, it's Regina Unfiltered. Get it straight to your inbox. Find the link to sign up at 620ckrm.com or text news to 306-936-6262 and get the link delivered right to your phone. Regina Today from sastoday.ca. Don't miss out.
Looking for the best gear at the best price? Extreme Hockey and Sport just raised the bar. Now, with a price match guarantee, find the same product anywhere else, show the price, and they'll match it. The gear you need, the service you trust, and the price you want. Why settle for anything less? Get the local loyalty and the price match guarantee only at Extreme Hockey. Any budget, expert fit. Your local sit and fit hockey shop. Extreme Hockey and Sport, 1425 McIntyre Street, Regina's hockey shop.
What's going on in the markets? When is the right time to invest? What should you do with your money today? When Linda had questions, she talked to Brian Golly.
He's always well prepared and has answers for us. We take it as gospel, and he's led us down the right path so far.
Don't guess with your money this RRSP season. Call Brian Golly at Smart Investing Solutions, 546-2533.
We would recommend Brian anytime, and we would recommend him to anybody.
Out on the prairies, some herds are still living like it's 1995, waiting around the corral like they're expecting a landline to ring. Trouble is, it's 2026, and your cattle need water where they are, not where the old hookup happens to be. That's where Keln Solar makes you the hero. With solar livestock watering systems, you can drop a pump just about anywhere. No grid, no trenching, no fuss. Modern tech for modern ranching. Keep the water moving and the herd happy. Keln Solar. They move water because your cows won't. Visit kelnsolar.com.
The Sportscage Clutch Performer, brought to you by Keln Solar. 35 years of experience, moving water from a dugout or well without electricity. Visit kelnsolar.com to find out more about your livestock operation.
Okay, we got a few different avenues we can go down for the Clutch Performer for Keln Solar. Today it was announced Olympic champions Kingsbury and Thompson named Team Canada's flag bearers for the Milano Cortina Olympics. I had to look them up. 3-time Olympic medalist in moguls, Mikhail Kingsbury, and 2-time Olympic medalist in ski cross, Marielle Thompson. Selected carrying the maple leaf, the flag, February 6th. What an honor. I think a lot of you out there are the same that I was. Which one's ski cross? What did they...
Ski cross?
Right away, I'm thinking that they're flying down the mountain on like one of those, or this, not cruiser things that my kid had that he used it once. Snow racers?
No, it's regular skiing. But I think it's like an actual race, so you have multiple people going down at the same time, and there's lots of like drifts and stuff that you jump over.
Sounds like you're making that up.
Nope.
Just like the dog. The Sakulas or whatever.
Ski cross is a skiing competition which incorporates terrain features traditionally found in freestyle skiing. So big air jumps, high banked turns.
And they all roll together like it's like the BMX, like boom, boom. The thing falls down and they all go together.
Yeah.
Oh, I know I've seen this. I know that's ski cross.
Yeah, and the reason it's not freestyle skiing is because freestyle would be like when you're on a half pipe with a snowboard and you're just trying to get as much points. This is timed, so it's ski cross.
Okay, right on.
There we go.
I love the Olympics. Just a bunch of sports you watch every 4 years.
And sometimes when you're just scrolling and you find one randomly on TV and you're like, oh, hey, what's this? Oh, the 2017 championships on rerun. All right, sure.
GT Snow Racer. Thanks, Scott in Saskatoon. That's exactly what it's called. My kid got one and you know when like it was the boy came first and it's like, oh, he's going to love this thing. The GT Snow Racer. I never had one as a kid. Scott probably did because he was an East Sider. I didn't. We were like crazy carpet and sometimes cardboard with the really fast side. We'd roll that. But the GT Snow Racer, and I'm like, the kid drove it. It was so slow.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know. So then 4 years old, 5 years old, helmet on. I'm like, can I like put some Palmolive, some sort of oil to make it go faster down this hill? Used it once, maybe twice, sat, collected dust, had a garage sale, and it was just sitting out. Lady came, grabbed it, said, how much for this? I was like, I don't know, ask him. He got it for a Christmas present. I think he got $10 for it. The GT snow race. Is that a steal?
I think they're worth more than that.
Well, of course they are. This was a garage sale, though.
Fair enough. Looking at...
I'm not going to charge rack rate.
The Stiga King GT Snow Racer, currently out of stock, but going for $240.
Yeah, this one... Yeah.
There are other ones for $100 and lower, but still.
Scotty says he used to wax up the skis trying to get a higher top-end speed. Probably at Blackstrap. Blackstrap, great mountain outside of Saskatoon. A lot of good nights there. Also, Clutch Performer, kind of, we can go to this, for Kellen Solar, located in Lumsden, Saskatchewan. Solar, livestock operations, solar for the house, cabin, barn, farm, whatever. Family run. They can hook you up. Corey and Derek at Kellen Solar in Lumsden. The Bill Belichick thing. Let's go back to this, because we did have a few text messages on this, and most of you, no name, saying it's a travesty. Sure.
Just like the voters for the Hall of Fame, no name.
Yeah, I think it gives us something to talk about and think about. And Bill, what is Bill thinking right now? Like, with his 24-year-old girlfriend, which is so disturbing. But what is Bill, that's a shot to the ego. That's a shot to everything. You can, if he did talk today, and he's like, on to the next year, he would still, deep down, you are pissed off. And it's not that one or two guys said no. It had to be unanimous. 50, he needed 40. So that means 10, maybe more, said no deal. You would love to see that chat group. There was a chat group going on.
Uh-huh.
It just happened. There were guys that talked about this over expensive steaks, wearing blue jeans and sport coats at restaurants around America over the years. We got to get back. We got to get back at him. Got to get back at him somehow. And here was their opportunity to band together. He's going to get in at some point, but it's huge news not going into the Hall of Fame. Curious, when we get Eric Francis on in hour 3, I want to ask him if there are still any NHL snubs. Because the big one was Jeremy Roenick. He finally got in. I think Keith Tkachuk is one that's still out there that a lot of people think should get in. To the Theo Fleury, I don't think he's in. That should be... He should get in. Theo Fleury's line of work and what he did, NHL, Olympic gold, 2 Olympics. That guy, and for his size, so small. Okay, back to the Belichick thing. Mm-hmm. You said you got some audio. Tom Brady did speak?
Yeah, so this is from it looks like a radio show, Brock and Salk, give or take.
Sure.
In Seattle, and they had Brady on, and they asked him his thoughts, so we'll hear from them.
Brock and Salk sounds like a dog.
Tom, how did you react yesterday or this morning when you heard that Bill was not selected to be in the Hall of Fame in his first shot?
I just think that, to me, I don't understand it. I mean, I was with them every day. If he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, there's really no coach that should ever be a first ballot Hall of Famer, which is completely ridiculous because people deserve it. And he's incredible. There's no coach I'd ever want to play. I'd rather play for. If I'm picking one coach to go out there to win a Super Bowl, give me one season, I'm taking Bill Belichick. So that's enough said. There's nothing outside of that. Again, when it comes down to votes and, popularity and all that, then welcome to the world of voting. And you may as well go, try out for the Oscars or whatever and, get a big panel to tell you if you're good or not. So it's the way it works. And that's, unfortunately, he's going to get into the Hall of Fame. In the end, I'm not worried about that. And a lot of times in life, for all of us, things don't happen exactly how you want them or on your timeline, but we'll all be there to celebrate him when it does happen. And he's going to have a huge turnout from so many players, coaches that appreciated everything that he did and the commitment that he made to winning and the impact that he had on all our lives. And that'll be a great celebration when it happens.
Quickly, I had to look up, since we're talking about snubs, legendary actors or actresses. Actresses? Is that what it is?
That's right, I think.
Who have famously never won a competitive Academy Award despite delivering acclaimed, iconic, and Oscar-worthy performances throughout their careers. Ready for some of these names?
Sure.
The first one shocks me. Samuel L. Jackson.
Has never won an Academy Award.
Which is an Oscar. The trophy's called an Oscar.
Well, yeah. Dang.
Only one nomination.
Really? Only one?
Pulp Fiction.
Well, that's not surprising.
What a movie. What a movie. Another one, shocking. Johnny Depp. Nominated 3 times, including for Sweeney Todd. I've never seen that movie. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Lock him in for that. Edward Norton, very good actor. American History X, disturbing. Birdman, Primal Fear. See, this is where we need Harry on with us today. Because he would...
He'd be able to explain all this.
Oh, he'd probably know some of these.
He'd probably know why they didn't win their nominations, because it's like, oh, that was so-and-so's year.
This one can't be wrong. This one can't be right. I got to fact check this. This is always the scary thing lately. If this guy has never won an Oscar, what? Tom Cruise received his first ever Oscar and honorary award at the 16th Governor's Awards. This can't be right. Tom Cruise never won an Oscar? Tom Cruise's career spanned over 45 years and 4 Oscar nominations, yet until now had he ever taken home a statuette. Jeez. That guy, that's a lot of movies.
Yeah, because he got an honorary one, so that's not a competitive one. Right? That's basically saying, hey, you've done so much for movies.
Yeah.
Here's an award. Hey, you've had a great career. Here's an award.
You don't get a real Oscar, though. You get a gift card and a Yeti or something.
Give or take.
Samuel L. Jackson. I don't know. Maybe I thought he was more of a acclaimed actor than he is.
Very acclaimed. I think it's hard because early in their career, you make these like iconic movies that kind of build your name. And then once you have the name, everyone just signs you on so their movie gets big and your name doesn't necessarily get any bigger. But, yeah.
Glenn Close, 8 nominations without a win, including, she's the Buffalo Bills of female actresses. 8, including Fatal Attraction and The Wife. The Wife sounds ominous. Never seen that movie. Fatal Attraction, though, that's a little messed up. Makes a guy want to just sit and watch some movies this weekend. Lots of snubs out there. Mm-hmm. The baseball one, it's a laundry list. Baseball ones. But then you have the steroid police, Barry Bonds, like Pete Rose. I don't know. I think you should have put Pete in when he was alive. Bonds, Clemens, Sosa. Were you alive when Sosa and was it Sosa and McGuire doing that thing? McGuire's not in either, right? When they were doing their home run derby, that'd have been early 2000s. I was working on TV.
I would have been alive. If it's in the 2000s, I was alive for it.
Probably don't remember it.
Good chance I don't know. When did Sammy Sosa play from?
No, look up Sosa versus McGuire, that run, and then you should go back and watch some of it. Youngster. Golf Hall of Fame. Notable omissions, snubs. Never heard of this guy. Ted Ray. Tom Weiskopf, I've heard of him. Dave Stockton, I've heard of him. Mark O'Mara, heard of him. Those are someone in the golf side. Probably Dave Barr, too, Canadian. Sick mustache. Should get in on his muzzle alone.
Sosa McGuire was 98.
And you were born in?
97. So I have no recollection of it.
Mom and Dad watching the chase. That was kind of a long clutch performer for Kellen Solar in Lumsden. Quickly, catch you up here on the Rider news of the day. The Riders have released pending free agent Sean Bain Jr., so he's free to explore as he would like. The window's opening up and free agency's opening up. Also, they have extended three-time Grey Cup champion Kerfala Exume, 6 feet, 195, special teams baller for us. Vi Jones has been signed by the Riders. Who is Vi Jones? Well, you might know him if you're a Seattle Seahawks fan, Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan. He balled with both of those teams. Cup of coffee preseason style with the Arizona Cardinals. 6'2", 225. Played for USC collegiately, transferring to North Carolina State. So, yeah, that's a signing to. We got Luke on today, but Luke's speaking in Ottawa. That's a good signing there. And then reports are 3 Down Nation is reporting that the Riders have signed Keyshawn Johnson as well, multi-year contract extension. The Riders haven't released that yet. So some inside baseball is being reported. I read it online. I'm letting you know. Riders have not released that yet, though.
Talking USC, apparently Sam Darnold's the first USC quarterback to start in the Super Bowl.
And Drake May's from
North Carolina.
He's the first to start in the Super Bowl from there, I think, as well, isn't he?
I think so.
I think I read that. Big read guy.
But yeah, Darian's like, go get it, my Tar Heel brethren. So.
Oh, yeah, Darian. So is Darian cheering for the
Yeah, he wants
Patriots?
to see Drake May go succeed. So that's who he was picking.
Text line. I don't think there was a name on this one. Quickly go over here. Big news, big announcement for the Riders. Ken Figures is coming. Both AJs. Hopefully. Love listening to you guys. We love when you listen, Ken. Thanks so much. We haven't heard nothing on AJ Allen, though, and AJ Ouellette here. I think that there's AJ, because there's a rumor, there's some surgery maybe that they're waiting on, which is understandable. AJ Allen, don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good guess. Everybody's guessing on that one. James says Billy B's gal is probably hanging up her trench coat, boys. He'll be fine, James. She's 24 years old. I thought she was at 30s at least. 24 and 73. Figure that one out. How does that work? Your parents got to be like, what is our daughter? This is just, we're the weird family now. That's what we are. We're the weird family. Hockey tonight. We get to this in the ticker, but it's at C6, 7:30 puck drop. It's local and it's big, and these two teams are really good. Maddox Schultz will be in the lineup. Liam Pugh, Moose Jaw. I know you guys got some shooters as well. The Moose Jaw Warriors, AAA, they are 3 points back of the Regina Pats Canadians. They do have a game in hand. They played twice already this year. Both games have gone to overtime. Ring-a-ding-dong-dandy. They're trying to pack the Sixer tonight. I will be there. It's going to be great. If you are in and around the area in Weyburn, you're going to see the big maroon bus roll in pretty soon. That's the Flin Flon Bombers. They are really good in the league. Weyburn's no slouch. 25-12, 1-2. And then the Flin Flon Bombers are 29-9-0-1. Flin Flon's got 59 points. Weyburn's got 53. 7 o'clock in Weyburn this evening. No shortage of sports. Then we rest. If you're in Saskatoon tomorrow, Huskies, Cougars, basketball. There's curling going on tonight too. Somebody liked my Rumpus Room. Was it Rumpus Room comment? Said Chesterfield Rumpus Room. I always call it Rumpus Room when I'm at my mom's.
Jeffrey on the YouTube. Said he hadn't heard that since 77.
I'm not giving in to living room. It was rumpus. Rumpus happened there. What does rumpus mean? You've been giving me dogs I've never heard of that I thought were a Colombian breakfast drink.
You're asking the wrong person to know what rumpus means.
Definition of rumpus. And why does it have a room? Is it something to do with being...
A room typically in the basement of a house used for games and recreation.
Chikai. A rumpus is a noun referring to a noisy commotion, uproar, or heated controversy. Bill Belichick needs a rumpus room right now. There we go. Learned something on the program today. Rumpus. There's your word. Some of you probably are like, yeah. Did you go to school? I knew that. But anyway, curling tonight. It's going to be, it's tough. The Scotty's tough sledding. Jolene Campbell, she won earlier, 10-4 over Yukon. She's sitting at 3-3. Tonight, she's up against Ontario in Pool A. And Ontario, it's the Haley Armstrong foursome. They're sitting at 4-2. It's a pivotal game, actually. Very pivotal game. That one tonight. And our time, they start chucking rocks at 6 p.m. Oh, so much going on. It's great. It's a great night. If you're a hockey fan, if you're a curling fan, if you just want to sit and rumpus. It's a Sports Cage. We're streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com. Get in for the insider report, too, if you haven't already, at sportscage.com. Streaming on all of our audio streaming channels and, of course, on 100 Years of Greatness and 620 CKRM.
Winter in Saskatchewan tests everything, our patience, vehicles, and sometimes our bumpers. From icy parking lot dings to serious highway mishaps, choosing local matters. At Regina Motor Products Collision Center, we're Saskatchewan-owned, run, and we drive these roads too. An SGI-accredited full-service collision center working on all makes and models. Submit your SGI claim and book your appraisal. It's easy. When you need repairs you can trust, it's neighbors helping neighbors. Regina Motor Products Collision Center, south at Highways 1 and 6 Albert Street, rmpchevrolet.com.
Sask Lotteries has over 50 years of winning behind us. And you know what that means? Lots of winning numbers. Numbers like over 1,200 organizations funded and 12,000 plus groups supported. $6 million given away annually in community grants. And the winningest number of all? $1.4 billion given back to the people of Saskatchewan through sport, culture, and recreation. And we're just getting started. Learn more at sasklotteries.ca.
Back to our regular spot, Pump Jacks Cathedral.
You know, I thought Pump Jacks was a kind of boot polish till last month.
What are you getting?
Kerwin's crispy ribs and a cold pint of local craft. Crispy, meaty, beautiful.
You had me at meaty.
Plus, we got live music on the weekends, big screens. This place is basically my second marriage.
And way cheaper than the first.
On the corner of Albert and 13th, Pump Jacks Cathedral Saloon and Steakhouse. Come early, stay late. The place where friends meet.
Don't miss a minute of Sportscage. Podcasts are posted at sportscage.com. 620 CKRM.
Heavy metal music. We're back here on the Sports Cage. We're here till 6 p.m. Thanks for making time all across Saskatchewan. Prairieland Rentals text line 936-6262. Prairieland Rentals located 600 Albert Street. You get to deal with the owner. Anything you need rental, or if you need a Husqvarna snow thrower. I think there's snow in the forecast too. The weather are breaking. Thankfully, that's a cold stretch, Colson. Very cold. Talking to Perry Pearn, legendary hockey coach. If you missed it, you can go back listen to it in podcast form, however you want. There's the two cities or regions in China that he threw out because he's coaching the Chinese national team, and he said it gets like prairie cold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, North China's very prairie similar. Some of those northern areas, up by Mongolia and Russia.
Yeah, it stretches up there.
Yeah, Russia. I think Mongolia is pretty infamous for having bad winters and then bad smog and stuff. Because in the winter when it gets really cold and the car exhaust starts just kind of accumulating, and it's Mongolia. There's not a whole lot going on around there, so the capital city just becomes this big smog cloud. in the winter.
No, they don't do a lot in Mongolia?
Not anymore. Not since they
Like, what do you mean by doing? Like, there's not a lot of sports, not a lot of like hangouts, or what do you mean?
They probably got a lot of stuff like that. Mongolia is just very rural, very small population.
Kind of like us.
Exactly.
So I bet you their infrastructure really takes a beating as well.
Probably.
Like Siberia, really hot summer, or fairly hot in the summer, and then unbelievably, like, you can't
frigid
even
winters.
fathom how cold it gets there and here. And then we wonder why our roads are such I always talk to like friends or relatives. They're like, I can't believe they can't fix our roads. It's like, do you understand where we live? I get, and they could go. You'd need a truck doing potholes constantly. They're gonna miss some in time. How does anything survive when we go from minus 50 to darn near plus 50 sometimes?
Exactly.
In this place. 936-6262. The Bill Belichick snub, if you want to talk about that. The Riders allegedly signing Keyshawn Johnson, but letting pending free agent Sean Bain Jr. go. Some of you wondering about the AJs. When are the AJs? When's it going to be official? If it is...
There's a little basketball rumor going on around too. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Apparently, the Bucks are getting a lot of heavy trade offers for him. And I saw someone tweet out.
Who's the front runner?
I haven't seen specifically, but somebody did tweet out, keep an eye on the Dodgers. They might take a swing at him. Another big signing. I was like,
Or
funny.
the Mets and then not win.
Yeah.
At least the Dodgers win. They spend all this money and win. It's like if you're a Mets fan or Yankees or whoever, who else is spending big cash in the majors right now. But the Dodgers are getting it done. Belichick snubbed. Should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. We heard from Tom Brady a bit ago. Who's this one now?
J.J. Watt.
J.J. Watt talking about it.
What are we doing?
Okay, so reality of the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, no, there, like you just said, there are literally like 2-3 people in history that are absolute no-brainer locks whatsoever, Bill and Tom being two of those. And I saw something where one of the voters was like, why should the votes be released? What are you going to do? Because you shouldn't have a vote. If you have Bill Belichick not making the NFL, the Pro Football Hall of Fame, you should not have a vote for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. The guy has 8 Super Bowl titles. There's only been 59 of them. He's got 8 rings from 59. Like, what are you doing? What qualifications do you want? How do you tell the story of the NFL without Bill Belichick? Yeah, if you didn't have him on your ballot, and I get this whole like, well, there was 3 spots and you can only put, like, I don't care. If there's only 3 spots, Bill Belichick is spot number 1. Point blank, period. You figure out who fits in the other 2. No other matter should happen. He is in the Hall of Fame, first ballot, no matter what. The guy beat me left, right, and center multiple times. I should have every reason to hate him. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer without question. It feels stupid.
It feels like all the ball is coming out and saying this right now.
Yeah, for sure. Echoing Jimmy Johnson. It should be, though, that it should come out who didn't do it. Will that be released? Well, does anybody have the stones to just get out there and talk about it? No, I didn't do it. This is why I didn't do it. This is why I don't think he should be in first ballot. I don't think we'll see that.
I don't think so either. Given the reaction and the uproar that's going on, like if people were kind of like just what, and I think some people might say stuff now, but everyone's bothered by it. So I'm just wondering if there's if there's a person in a position where they can just kind of executive order their way through this. Right, yeah. Where they can just say, no, we're not doing that.
There's a Netflix, I think it's Netflix. It's one of the streaming services out there right now on former Denver Broncos quarterback, now John Elway. Mm-hmm. And it's just a good watch if you're a sports fan. If you're a football fan, you don't need to be a Broncos fan or an LA fan. The grind. and how he lost. I forgot how many times he lost, and he was like written off for the most part. On this day in sports history, 1990, at the Louisiana Superdome, New Orleans, LA, Louisiana. Sorry, I'm reading as I go here. San Francisco 49ers beat Denver. I kind of remember this because this is one of the Super Bowls that it was like, oh, is this boring? They beat Denver 55-10. Oh. MVP was Joe Montana, quarterback from, John Elway took it on the chin.
Well, last clip we got here from Jimmy Johnson again, talking Bill Belichick.
Does he go off?
A little bit on this one. So I think this will be our last one here.
Let's go.
For him going in next year, we're just going to act like it's his first ballot next year, Jimmy? You think we should all just agree to do that whenever we talk about it? First ballot Hall of Famer here, Bill Belichick, as we move forward.
It ought to be. I saw him at the national championship game, Miami and Indiana. And by the way, congratulations, Indiana, and Miami had a great year as well. And Bill, I walked away and I was talking to him and he said, hey, I hope to see you in the Hall this year. Oh. And, I thought it was going to be an automatic. So I chartered a jet. I was going to go up there. To hell with it. I'm not going this year.
Jimmy!
Yep.
This can't be what this becomes. We need to stop this. We need to correct this. Okay, we can't have Jimmy Johnson not going to the Hall of Fame. Jimmy, you are football, brother. You are just a part of ball.
It's not that he has a refundable ticket in first class on a commercial. No, I chartered a jet that I'm going to cancel. Call up the charter company and say, hey, cancel that jet that I chartered to Canton.
He's not playing around. He is not happy about this.
More Super Bowl 2001, Raymond James Stadium, Tampa, Florida. Baltimore Ravens beat the New York Giants 34-7. That was a spread. Baltimore, Ray Lewis, that defense. Was it Dilfer? Who was the quarterback that was basically everyone says you just stand there and don't screw this up.
He's along for the ride.
Baltimore, I could be wrong. 2001 already though. That was an important year. Those obviously things happen later in that year. Bill Belichick not into the Hall. Interesting stuff. We'll get some of your comments going here in a bit. 936-6262. It is a Sports Cage on the home of sports in Saskatchewan, 620 CKRM.
Hi, I'm Barbie. I'm terrified of bees. But I'm not afraid of fast internet from Glassers TV, your SaskTel authorized dealer. Get away! With SaskTel's super fast speeds, I can stream, shop, and video chat without anything buzzing around, except my phone. And thanks to reliable Wi-Fi, even my smart doorbell warns me if a bee comes near. Technology 1, bees 0. So if you want fast, reliable internet without the sting, get connected. Contact Glassers TV, your SaskTel authorized dealer in Mooseman today.
New year, same old basement? Fries Tallman Lumber has everything you need to transform that space from storage to stunning. Framing lumber, insulation, drywall, interior doors, molding, and ceiling tiles. All the materials to turn your basement into something you'll actually use. Start the year by building it right with help from the pros who know interiors. And they'll deliver it if you live in Regina, Fort Capel, or anywhere in southern Saskatchewan. Visit FriesTallman.com. Fries Tallman. Let's get you building.
You know that January feeling. Desperate for sun that won't max out your credit card. Sell-Off Vacations half-off sale makes it possible, offering up to 50% off sun vacations. The experts at Sell-Off Vacations have also tested these resorts personally, so you know exactly what you're getting. Quality getaways at pricing that works. Reserve yours before prices go up after February 1st by speaking to your travel expert or visiting
selloffvacations.com. Get it hot and get it fast. Western Pizza.
After shuttling the kids to hockey, dance, piano, and what was next? Sumo wrestling? The last thing you want to do is cook. Imagine this instead. Piping hot Western pizza loaded with cheese, melty toppings, and that perfect crispy crust ready to hit the table in minutes. No chopping, no stirring, no mess. Just a warm, delicious reward for surviving the day. Western Pizza. Dine in or take out today before your stomach demands its own carpool.
And get it hot and get it fast. Western Pizza.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Extreme Hockey and Sport, Regina's locally owned one-stop hockey shop. Now with a price match guarantee. 1425 McIntyre Street.
Look at all these papers on my desk here to read through on the Riders news. They've released pending free agent Sean Bain Jr., American wide receiver, free to seek employment other places. They signed linebacker Vi Jones, spent time with the Seattle Seahawks, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Los Angeles Chargers, Arizona Cardinals, went to USC. Like I said, he's a linebacker. They've extended three-time Grey Cup champ Kerfala Exume, special team specialist, and reports are from 3 Down Nation that they have agreed to terms with Keyshawn Johnson. Hockey tonight in Regina. Big one. C6. Pack the 6 night. 3-point separate them. Regina Pats Canadians against Moose Jaw AAA Warriors. Both games they've played so far this year have gone to overtime. AAA girls in Notre Dame. Weyburn's in town. SJ could be a preview of the league final in Weyburn. Flin Flon's in town. Laurence travels to Warman. Yorktons at the Estevan Bruins. Prairie Junior Hockey League. Pilot Butte Storm welcoming the Regina Silver Foxes at 8 p.m. One Saskatchewan team in action in the dub. That is Saskatoon and Lethbridge. Scotty Tournament of Hearts. Jolene Campbell beat Yukon 10-4 today. She's 3-3. Takes on Haley Armstrong from Ontario at 6 p.m. our time. And one Canadian team in action in the National Hockey League. Ottawa Senators hosting Colorado Avalanche. The home of the price match guarantee, Extreme Hockey and Sport, where starting tomorrow they got a Yeti sale. If you need a Yeti, if you need a gift a Yeti, your company needs a Yeti, they got 25% plus off. Also sticks on sale, hockey equipment, Extreme Hockey and Sport. At the Cooperator Center, Halifax and Regina, and now in Moose Jaw at Temple Garden Center, home of the price match guarantee. That was a lot of talking right there for me. Crofty, Let's check in. It's Wednesday. If you need electrical work done anywhere, your house, office, farm, Croft Electric. Crofty, how's it? Would you have voted for Bill Belichick to get into the Hall of Fame?
Well, boys, I'm like not a huge NFL guy, but I used to cheer for Tom Brady just purely because people hate him. But Belichick is one of like his sweater is that sweatshirt he wore. He's got to be in the Hall of Fame by now. Like, it's unbelievable. Yes, I guess. Long story short, long answer short. Yes, I'd vote for him. I mean, like, what did I hear a stat earlier? There's been how many Super Bowls, and he's won like 8 or 9 of them.
He's won 8, and there's been 659. This
60 this year.
Yeah, so there's been 59. Pretty good.
So, like, that's like, what? That's 18% or something like that.
Oh, look at you. Jeez. Electric guy, but he knows his math. Crofty. His scholar.
Was I close? Did somebody actually do the math? Am I close?
14%. We'll take it.
There you
fooled me. You fooled me. Have you ever heard of that that dog? What was the dog name? Colson?
Seleucus.
You ever heard of a dog called a Seleucus?
No. There's a breed, or like that's like one specific dog.
It's a specific breed. It was what the northern
Iowa.
No, it was the other team.
Man, I don't know.
We're so all over the place now.
Southern Illinois,
Seleucus.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you would have known. You do know electrical. I want to ask you, just give a plug for that preferred customer program that's out there with Croft Electric.
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah. So we launched that this year. So it's our preferred customer program. You guys, if you're not part of our email newsletter, please reach out. We'll get you part of that, and it gives you all the updates on that kind of stuff. But preferred customer program, preferred member, you get one free 24-point inspection per season, per year. You get priority booking, which means you get to jump the line if you got something going on in our scheduling system. Access to our 24-hour emergency service. You get 10% off materials, preferred journeyman rates, which is right now is currently $5 discount, automatic enrollment to our loyalty bonus program. And with our loyalty bonus program, it's because we're good at math, like we just talked about, for every buck you get a point. And then we kind of have a bunch of stuff on our website that you can kind of purchase with those points, some gift cards, some Croft Electric swag, different things like that, as well as, even a Croft Electric gift for, the next service call or the next renovation or the next thing you want to do, or when you're ready for that generator.
And Kate, and quickly before we go, the generators, because it was really, really, really cold over the last stretch here. And I know a lot of people, especially at cabins, I find that's a massive peace of mind piece. And people should call Croft Electric and look into a generator, Crofty.
For sure, 100%. We had a couple dropped off today. New shipment came in. Happy to come out. Happy to give you a quick budget kind of quote over the phone. Most people kind of have an idea what they want. There's kind of 3 stages. You want to pick up your essential loads, your furnace, your maybe some pumps, your dishwasher, not your dishwasher, maybe your dishwasher for you and I, Barney, but not your dishwasher, your fridges, and a couple, maybe one circuit of lights so that you can keep it going. And the second kind of level is like if you got a 100 amp panel, pick up the whole house so you're good. You can keep watching NFL on Sunday. And then if you got a bigger house, it's a 200 amp system, and then you're good to go. You can continue to cook Christmas turkey no matter what.
Yeah, well, itchy ban for this guy. And the boy, as long as we can keep the PlayStation on and the iPad for the girl, life would be good.
Keep the Wi-Fi on and everybody's happy, right?
You got her, bud. All right, how do people find you?
Give us a call, 306-586-1333. Please follow us on all our socials. There's some funny stuff. There's some informational stuff. And, again, keep up on these kind of specials. And please reach out through our website, and we'll get you hooked up to the preferred program and the loyalty program.
There he is, Dan Croft from Croft Electric, joining us here on Wednesday. He also knows math. We'll come back. Hour 3, Eric Francis, Senior Hockey Report. We're going to replay Darcy Kuemper, Olympian from Saskatoon. We'll be right back here on the Sports Cage.
Proudly broadcasting from Treaty 4 territory, the homeland of the Dakota, Nakota, Lakota, Saulteaux, and on the homeland of the Métis Nation. We are 620 CKRM Regina, a Harvard media station.
It's 5 o'clock. Good evening. I'm Corey Atkinson from the SaskToday.ca newsroom with your 620 CKRM news for Echo Sound and for Qu'Appelle. Stay connected with a new cell phone from Echo Sound. Call 306-332-6711 and brought to you by the Capital Automotive Group. Capital's 100K giveaway is back. See capital100k.ca for more information. Saskatchewan is moving ahead with a formal evaluation of large nuclear technologies, according to Sask Power and the provincial government. Officials say the work builds on the province's energy security strategy. Sask Power CEO Rupen Pandya said the review will happen at the same time as the small modular reactor project. He said large reactors could help meet rising demand and future exports. Pandya added Saskatchewan will study proven designs used in Canada and overseas and will work with experienced partners before any siting or construction decisions are made locally. Regina Public Schools and the Regina Food Bank have teamed up to improve student nutrition programs across the city. Supported by federal and provincial funding, the partnership uses the food bank's purchasing and delivery systems to stretch resources and reach more students. The first phase began January 13th in 7 schools, with more added in the coming months. School officials say better access to nutritious food helps students focus on learning. The full program will eventually support roughly 19,000 students in 19 school communities. A teen has been charged after a bear spray incident at a business on Louvain Drive last night. Police say 3 people were sprayed before the suspect ran from the area. Paramedics treated the victims for minor injuries. A 16-year-old boy is now charged with 3 counts of assault with a weapon and failing to follow release conditions. Under youth justice laws, his name cannot be released. He'll appear in Regina Provincial Court on March 9th. The premiers of Ontario and New Brunswick agree with Prime Minister Mark Carney that almost nothing is normal right now with the United States. Doug Ford and Susan Holt made the comments at a news conference highlighting Canadian resilience. Ford says he's in lockstep with the PM on this point.
Well, I agree with them. I think the whole world is watching that, including Americans. Make no mistake about it. We love Americans. We love the U.S. And I know Americans love Canada. And it's unfortunate President Trump has taken this avenue.
Premiers are meeting today and tomorrow in Ottawa to present a united Team Canada front as U.S. trade tensions rise. And the TV drama Heated Rivalry has become a global sensation, captivating audiences with its portrayal of a secret gay relationship between Canadian and Russian hockey players. The show, based on a novel by Rachel Reed, has gained unexpected popularity in Russia, despite the country's anti-LGBTQ+ laws. While Western sanctions limit access to such content, Russians are finding ways to watch it illegally. The show's popularity is seen as a form of resistance against the oppressive regime. That was your 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sasktoday.ca and 620ckrm.com. Your weather is next.
Capital's 100K giveaway is back for 2026. The Capital Automotive Group is giving away $100,000 in cash and prizes with no strings attached. We're proud to be part of communities across Western Canada, and we know it's those communities that allow us to exist. So every once in a while, once a year to be exact, we're going to say thanks by giving away $100,000 in cash and prizes. To learn more and enter to win, check out capital100k.ca. Capital's 100K giveaway. Do not miss it.
Ever feel like managing your phone, internet, and streaming is like an old ski game? Zigzagging trees, dodging yetis, just trying to level up without wiping out your wallet? Good news! At Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer, you can glide through it all. New phone? Level up. Faster internet? Power boost. Max TV streaming. Bonus content. No obstacles, no yetis. Just experts who make it easy. Ski smoothly into the new year with SaskTel services. Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer in Fort Capel. EchoSound.ca.
Brought to you by Line X Regina, Serious Protection Killer Lux, 1865 Cara Street.
The wholesale pattern continues to favor colder than normal weather, but we do see big warm-up coming as we look forward to the weekend with above normal temperatures returning by Saturday. Minor weather maker bringing a bit of cloud here over the next 36 hours. High pressure makes for a bright and beautiful Friday. That next system brings some light snow as we look forward to Saturday, possibly lingering into Saturday evening. But again, big weather highlight will be the milder temperatures coming this weekend. It's mostly cloudy tonight, -19, light east to southeast winds, chance of precipitation 20%, partly sunny at times, -12 tomorrow. Wind will be light east to southeasterly. Partly cloudy Thursday night, -20, east to southeast winds at 15 to 25. Sunny on Friday with a high of -12. South to southeast winds increase to 20 to 30. Light snow, much milder on Saturday, -1. Mainly cloudy on Sunday, -4. With your 620 CKRM Precision Weather Forecast, I'm meteorologist Russ Merlin.
For 40 years, the team from Line X Regina has been protecting vehicles across Saskatchewan, and we're changing with the times. 3 generations of our family have protected your vehicles. Our business has evolved, and we're not stopping now. The next generation is here. Same family, same commitment, ready for the next generation of truck beds, rocker panels, trailers, bumpers, and running boards in all kinds of colors. Line X Regina, 1865 Cara Street, the next generation of protective coatings.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sports Cage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Regina Motor Products. RMP Winter Tires at Cost event on now until March 31st when you purchase a set of 4 tires. Visit RMP online or in person today. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Show has been good today. There's the aerial view if you're watching us here on YouTube, sportscage.com. All the streaming channels, of course, on 620 CKRM. It's for Regina Motor Products. Like he said, all of our guests are on the Western Pizza guest hotline. Perfect night for a Western Pizza. And then keep the text messages coming on the Prairie Land Rentals text line, 936-6262. James is saying, watch Johnny Depp Black Mass, an outstanding movie. He plays Whitey Bulger. Okay. Maybe throw it on if I'm on a long trip. Roscoe says, looking forward to Off the Rails with Eric Francis. I could have called it that. You got to get CN or Canadian Pacific to sponsor it, Roscoe. Out there. I'll give you a cut. And then, yes, somebody messaged in, the Saluki is similar to a greyhound but smaller. I looked up what a Saluki dog looks like. Funny looking thing. I got to say, it's got to be from the greyhound family, for sure. And it all started because on Sprinkle of the Day, the Northern Iowa Panthers play the Southern Illinois Saluki today in college basketball. The over-under is 130. The spread's only -1.5. So Lotto Lawrence Hack says take the tie on Proline. Pays $2.40. Salukai. Big hockey game tonight at the Sixer. Regina Pats Canadians, Maddox Schultz, Liam Pugh in the lineup against Moose Jaw. 3 points separate those teams down the road in Weyburn. Weyburn hosting Flin Flon. Hockey. We're getting down to it. Bill Belichick snubbed from the Pro Football Hall of Fame. 8 Super Bowls. 10 or more people don't like him that voted. Only 50 vote. It's a spiteful play. I can't really judge. I said it before, I'm one of the most spiteful people I know. But oof, what a bad look. And we've heard from Tom Brady. We didn't have him on the show. We heard from him. Tom Brady, J.J. Watt, Jimmy Johnson canceled his private jet. He was going to go to the ceremony, canceling it. I'm not going this year. Well, let's talk Hall of Fame. Let's get going with Eric.
Now for Inside the NHL with Eric Francis on the Sportscage. Inside the NHL is brought to you by Sports Select. Getting in on more of the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportsselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer.
Any sport, Hall of Fame, someone that's been snubbed.
First of all, what a power move it is to cancel your private jet. I got to remember that one. I want to make a statement. That's my next move.
Do you call? Do you text? Do you email? What do you do there?
Don't you just snap your fingers and someone makes that happen? I don't know how that works. It's not my world.
I'm scared canceling a tea time, let alone a jet.
Yeah, there's a protest. You won't see me doing that protest, though, canceling a tea time. I don't do that. I'll just talk hockey. Baseball, obviously, you got the Royd boys that aren't in there, and that's a tough one because even without the Royds, those guys probably deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, right? McGuire and Bonds. But they did the crime, so you got to do the time. In hockey, I don't think there's an egregious snub. I would say the most controversial one, and it's not even controversial in the hockey world, is Theo Fleury. There is zero question in my mind he has the numbers to be in the Hockey Hall of Fame. That's the biggest no-brainer. And I always point, if Bernie Federko's in the Hockey Hall of Fame with the numbers he had, then Theo Fleury should have been a first ballot guy. But it goes so far beyond that, and we're kind of it's so different the way they do it in pro football with 50 guys and you need 40 of them. Hockey's different, but still, personality matters. And Theo Fleury right now, I don't think we'll ever get into the Hall of Fame because he's got the numbers, like I said, and he's got a cup, and he's got a gold medal. Come on, that's over the top qualifications to get into the Hall of Fame. 1,000 games, 1,000 points. Are you kidding me? It's a no-brainer. But the Hockey Hall of Fame is not about to put this guy in front of a podium and let him talk some of the garbage that he talks about on Twitter all the time. He's a complete loose cannon. The Calgary Flames will never retire his number. I can guarantee that because of the same reason. And so you want someone who's not going to embarrass you to be put in your hall? The fear is he'll embarrass you. Now, do I think Belichick will embarrass the Football Hall of Fame? No, I don't. This is just spiteful. And I haven't seen a spiteful vote in the hockey side.
Very spiteful. And a group of guys had to get together. There was a text group. There was a text chain. There was
collusion.
There was expensive suppers where it all started with maybe 2 guys saying, "Yeah, I don't like him." I looked at. I knew his girlfriend was young. That's not, new news. I had no idea she's 24 years old. He's 73.
Well, she is playing a major role in this. Okay, this is not, in my opinion, this is not just spiteful. This is, I'm going to choose my words carefully. It's just a very interesting situation, right? And now, what did I hear recently? Now she does PR for the team, and she runs press conferences that he's involved in and asks the questions. And I don't know the whole story of it because it doesn't interest me, but there's more to it. And again, it all kind of boils down to you don't want someone who's going to come into your hallowed hall and embarrass you in any way. And I think some of them probably look at that and say, that's kind of embarrassing what's going on in his private life. And some people say, it doesn't matter what you do in your private life. It's not that simple because it's very important what you do in your private life. You can run afoul of the law or be a real dirtbag and you're not getting into certain halls, and that's okay with me. And I remember writing a column years ago about Theo Fleury and saying, to me, he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame because he brought the game into disrepute with some of his antics outside of the game while he was a player. Time heals and you kind of change your mind. Now I say he doesn't belong in there because you don't want him to embarrass you.
He's 73, right? 73, and she's 24. You and I are kind of the same age. But my wife sometimes listens, I don't know. But just hypothetically, if we got divorced and we showed up with a 24-year-old, that would be weird. We have boys that are the same age. Like, Bill's got 3 kids. How does that all work? There's pills and different things that Bill might have to wear and all this and come on. Like, I find it's a super odd. And then what do your kids think?
Yeah, look, if someone is half your age and you can do the math and it's half, that's bad. I've never even heard of a third almost. And so, yeah, but again, like just you kind of just learning about this today or recently, it adds to the situation. It really does. I mean, and so I'm not saying if he look, he's going to get into the Hall of Fame. This thing's going to get rectified, especially because people are canceling private jets because of it. I mean, that's when eventually someone's going to have to change their tune.
Yeah. Bill's old. I feel old a lot of times. They go to the aerial view now of the Sportscage studio, I think I got a few divots missing up here, which I think I have a nice head of hair. Colson, look at this. Doesn't it kind of look, Eric, like I got something going on up there? Unless that's just my cowlick. Could be my cowlick.
Do you know what a vole is? You know what a vole is? When a vole attacks your lawn?
Yeah.
You got attacked by a vole last night, I think. I think that's what happened. There's just a little hint of a spot there.
Yeah.
But you got good hair, man.
Comb over. I don't want to be comb over guy. I'd let it all fly. The other thing I know I don't know about you. I feel really old lately because I can't read a menu at a restaurant without a light and then I need like reading glasses, which I've refused to buy. Do you ever feel old when stuff like that happens?
Dude, you're going to start buying those reading glasses in bulk. People in the know, i.e. old people, they buy them at Costco because you get like 3 or 4 pairs for $11. And I remember Daryl Sutter, one of the assistant coaches said about Daryl Sutter, they said, tell me something about Daryl Sutter that nobody knows. And he said, he's the serial glasses stealer. Any chance he gets, if you leave your reading glasses, they're $5 a pair, who cares? But if you leave them around, Daryl's going to snap them up for sure and completely pretend like he doesn't know what you're talking about when you question him on it. So I think it's a veteran move to have them all over houses. I'm seriously right in the middle of LASIK eye surgery debate over whether or not to do that because I can still read up close, but I can't see my ball go into the woods, so I just assume it's in the middle of the fairway and under some leaves, so I take a free drop. But I go into LASIK, and that first thing she says is, "Why are you here?" And they have to ask. I go, "I want to watch my ball go into the woods when I hit it left or right." And she says, "Well, no one's ever said that before." I said, "Well, whatever. We all have our different motivations. Fix my eyes." But what I didn't know with LASIK, she can make me see the ball go into the woods, but then I can't read because they reshape your cornea. Anyway, we're not getting
into the weeds there. How old was she?
But I can't. It's starting to go for me too.
But sounds like she was flirting. Sounds like she was flirting with you, to be honest.
Well, I'm 74 and she's 23, so we might have had a match. No, I'm not 74. But hey, I'll give you another old person one. Okay, I love that you threw me on that topic. What about the ice chipper? Are you familiar with the ice chipper?
Oh yeah, I use an ice chipper. I have blisters from using the ice chipper in the spring so much.
You are officially old. If you even contemplate, because I guarantee you, before you're about 50, I'll peg it up. You don't even acknowledge an ice chipper when you're walking through Home Depot. Like, it's not even an implement that you would ever consider adding to your arsenal. But it's like the moment you turn 50, you buy an ice chipper. Like, you just think about what an ice chip. I had it. I was using it today, so I'm laughing at myself. Trust me. We're having a bit of a thaw here in Calgary right now. And what do old people do when it's thawing out and they got nothing else to do? It's mostly for retired people. You just start chipping. Why? To help move along the process of Mother Nature so that there's not quite as much ice on your driveway or your sidewalk in 24 hours from now. Like, it is the biggest time killer for old people out there. And when I see it start to melt like this today, I drove down the street. I saw 4 different guys in my neighborhood with the ice chippers out. It is a scream for help. It screams, I need more hobbies.
Who's near the drain? Because then that's where things kind of congregate. Ice chipping guys congregate by the guy that's got the drain in front of his house, right?
Yeah, and I can imagine there are arguments like the guy in front of the drain, if he's not old enough to have an ice chipper, he's screwing up the whole process because everyone's chipping away, but it's just congealing, it's just freezing by the drain, and there's nowhere for it to go, ergo more time with the ice chipper in future days after a freeze. It's very complicated.
I love it. Ice chipping. Let's talk some hockey. Let's go. Where I saw you had an article, and I haven't had a chance to read it yet, on Kadri in Calgary. Yeah. Where do things stand there with him?
Well, they're listening to offers, and what's problematic with Kadri, and I think they will move him. I think they would like to move him. I think they are getting offers. But one of the sticking points is the fact that there are still 3 years left on his deal after this year. I would argue at $7 million a year, it's actually a pretty palatable hit for a depth center, second, third line center for a contender. But most contenders are right up against the cap, and $7 million is a lot to ask for them, especially for the next 3 years. Like, a lot of contenders would love to add him for this year, or for maybe 2 playoff runs, but not 4 technically, this year and 3 more. So that's kind of holding it up. Everything in Calgary is kind of on hold until after the Olympic break. Coleman's getting tons of offers and interest, but Kadri right now is, it does seem in some ways like it might be the end of the road for everyone, because he's got 3 points in his last 17 games. He's frustrated as hell, and I know he likes it in Calgary, but at some point I think even he might go to them and say, you know what, guys, I just think it's probably better if I move on.
Where like, so Dallas? I don't know where. Like, where do you think? Oh, really? What do they got to play with for? Well, how do they make the money work?
That's going to be the tricky part, and I haven't really delved into the whole thing. But I respond with them right away. And yes, Dallas is always on the list. Jim Nill's always interested. But in Colorado, they won the Cup in 2022, and Kadri was a huge part of that. He was a very big part of it. Got some huge goals and emotional leader, and and they lost him, and they haven't been able to replace him since. Now, they got Brock Nelson this year, and he's been on a heater of late. He's been a really good fit as a second-line center. So maybe that ship has sailed. Maybe it's an embarrassment of riches to have him as your third-line center, especially at $7 million a year. The Flames have one retention spot where they can retain some salary, and I do believe that they're saving it for Kadri. But again, it's for 3.5 years. You got to do it. So it's quite a commitment. It's not as easy a trade as you want. And again, if you're going to trade that guy away, you want a huge, healthy return, or else you don't make the deal. You don't get as big a return when teams are not all that thrilled about taking him for 3 full years at $7 million per. So it's not going to be a massive haul for him. The haul will be bigger for Blake Coleman.
How was it with OV and Tom Wilson in Calgary? Did you talk to him? What'd you do there?
I friggin' love Tom Wilson. You know what? He might be my favorite, one of my favorite guys in the league. Not only do I love the way he plays, I mean, he's what I call a 5-category player, like that old school throwback that can do everything. Kevin Stevens, he'll fight, he'll score, he'll set up goals. But he is the character, man. Like, late in that game, he took over that game and won it single-handedly in Calgary the other night because he's in the middle of everything. He ended up drawing a 10-minute major on Adam Klapka, who was so angry at Wilson that he gave him a couple taps on the back from the bench while Wilson was on the ice. Like, completely harmless. But they're like, you can't do that. And so he kicked him out of the game. And then Wilson got kicked out of the game about 5 minutes later because he wouldn't stop John at Mackenzie Weegar. And then we're in the dressing room after the game, and I'm just fascinated. I'm writing my whole column on Tom Wilson because I think he's just a unicorn. And he was John with Logan Thompson earlier and ruining his press conference. So then Logan Thompson came over to try to bug him and held the butt end of a stick in his face and kind of tapped him. And Wilson stops and looks at him and goes, "What are you, Adam Klapka?" And so he can have fun, and he's also going to be on our Olympic team and make a big difference. I really believe so. That room is amazing. I got another story. Ovi was wearing a sweatshirt that said, I think it said, "I'm not Michael Jordan," and it had a hole in the back. It was clearly well worn. I go like, "What's the story with this?" And I told the story on the broadcast. I guess 10 years ago, they were playing sewer ball, two-touch, soccer before the game. And inevitably, the ball gets stuck in the rafters in every rink in the league. And Devontae Smith-Pelly looks up at him and goes, "Ovi, get it." And he says, "It's not like I'm Michael Jordan." And the boys, for some reason, just thought it was so funny that this Russian dude would say something like that. It's immortalized on the back of the sweatshirt he wears everywhere he goes.
I want to end on this because I wrote this down and I was shaking my head, but maybe I'm wrong. What the hell do I know? If somebody goes down, Canada's Olympic team defense, is Evan Bouchard the guy that goes in there?
No chance.
That's what I said.
No chance. I can't imagine that's a possibility. Look, the only chance that would be is if McCarr went down.
For power play and stuff, yeah.
For just running the power play. But, you really going to bring a passenger who can only play first power play unit, and after that, you're stapled to the bench? No chance. There's about 4 defensemen ahead of him on my depth chart when it comes to replacing some. Again, it all depends who gets hurt, right? They have different replacements for different players. If Wilson gets hurt, in goes Bennett. If a center gets hurt, maybe it's Scheifele. So it's not just next man up, but I can tell you that the next man up will not be Evan Bouchard, or they may burn Western Canada down.
Oh, Edmonton fans, though.
Even Edmonton fans can't agree on this guy. No, yeah. They're not sold.
Oh, yeah, and it's 1 week or 1 month they're here on him, 1 month they're there on them. I don't know. All I know is Connor McDavid, that guy, something else. Something else to watch. That game against Washington Saturday night, and I had an in-game bet on too, so I'm glued to my seat. It was cool. All right, get some good ice chipping done before Friday.
Have you ever had these Reese's pretzels?
Is this a testimonial? No. Client testimonial?
I just changed your life. That's all I'm saying. I just changed your life. Enjoy. They're the perfect snack between ice chips.
Talk to you Friday, bud. See ya.
See you, bud.
NHL insider Eric Francis. See? You learned. Ice chipping. We talked about getting old. Which Sutter? Daryl Sutter was the ice glasses? I should go look into those. The Costco pack of 5 or whatever. I need them. I know, and I'm just keep telling myself I don't. It was brought to you by Sports Select, sportselect.com. Make your picks online now. Generate a QR code. You can play futures. Haven't talked about that in a while. Go on to Sports Select, check out the future bets. Who's going to win Major League Baseball? Put it down now. Who's going to win Scotty Tournament of Hearts? Maybe you can bet on the Royal Rumble if you're a wrestling guy. Someone texted in a little bit ago asking what happened to Ric Flair. I have no idea. I'm not a wrestling guy. Rick's still with us. Hulkster left us this year. You can bet on the World Baseball Classic. Actually, that's coming up. I know a lot of guys are excited about that. You can bet on the Winter Olympics biathlon. That'd be a crazy watch. Bet on ski jumping. Want to know who the favorite is? Large Hill men's ski jumping. Domen Prevk. Don't know what country he's from.
Sounds Scandinavian.
Yeah, he definitely not from South America. Odds 165. And then followed by a gentleman, Kobayashi. It's got to be Japanese. So there's one guy that's like the runaway favorite, but it's the Olympics. We got to look into this here. There's a lot of Olympic sports to bet on. Sportselect.com. Futures must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly. Bet on the original. It brings you Eric Francis, our NHL insider, off the rails with Eric Francis. I like that name. Send in. We'll get to some of these text messages on the Rider moves, on the Bill Belichick thing. Somebody's giving me some advice on my bald spot. It's the Sportscage streaming. If you're watching along through our YouTube channel, sportscage.com, and on 620 CKRM.
Winter in Saskatchewan tests everything, our patience, vehicles, and sometimes our bumpers. From icy parking lot dings to serious highway mishaps, choosing local matters. At Regina Motor Products Collision Center, we're Saskatchewan owned, run, and we drive these roads too. An SGI accredited full-service collision center working on all makes and models. Submit your SGI claim and book your appraisal. It's easy. When you need repairs you can trust, it's neighbors helping neighbors. Regina Motor Products Collision Center, south at Highways 1 and 6 Albert Street, rmpchevrolet.com.
The 4th annual Rough Rider Foundation Winter Classic Hockey Game is back. Join in on Saturday, January 31st, 1 p.m. at Merlis Belcher Place and watch current and former Rough Riders, NHL alumni, and celebrity guests face off on the ice. And the Grey Cup will be there too. Grab your Winter Classic tickets at riders5050.ca. And while you're there, check out the Winter Breakaway 50/50 with awesome prizes including big cash and a trip to see the Blue Jays season opener. The Winter Classic is presented by McDougall Auctioneers.
When you play Sports Select, you're part of more than the game. You're backing over 12,000 sport, culture, and recreation groups across Saskatchewan funded through Sask Lotteries. So go ahead, make your picks at sportselect.com, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Every play is 100% legal, and every ticket supports your community. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Steelcraft Doors Regina, made in Western Canada for Western Canadians.
Alrighty, Rider news quickly. Reports out there from 3 Down Nation that Keyshawn Johnson is signed with the Riders. They did let pending free agent Sean Bain Jr. go. He can seek employment other places. Also, they signed linebacker Vi Jones. NFL experience. Big college down south, 6'2", 225. That should be interesting. And there was one more. Oh, yeah. 3-time Grey Cup champion extended, Kerfala Exume. Hockey tonight, Sixer in Regina. C6, pack the 6. I'll be there. Regina Pack Canadians, Moose Jaw, AAA Warriors. 3 points separate these teams. Maddox Schultz, Liam Pugh. Moose Jaw's loaded. Both games have gone to overtime so far this year. AAA girls in Notre Dame, Weyburn's in town. SJ could be a preview of the final. Flin Flons in Weyburn. Also a good one in Estevan. Yorkton's in town. LaRange travels to Warman. Prairie Junior, Pilot Butte. You got the Regina Silver Foxes in town. One Saskatchewan team in action in the WHL. That is the Saskatoon Blades at the Lethbridge Hurricanes. Scotty Tournament of Hearts, 6 o'clock. Jolene Campbell is going to be on the ice against Haley Armstrong from Ontario. It's a pivotal game in their pool. Campbell sitting at 3-3 after a 10-4 win over Yukon this morning. One Canadian team in action. It's the Ottawa Senators home to the Colorado Avalanche. Sports Ticker in Hour 3 is for Regina Steelcraft Doors. Made in Western Canada for Western Canada. I really need a new garage door in the next little bit. This cold weather has told me I need one made in Western Canada for Western Canadians. Regina Steelcraft Doors, they got a 40,000 square foot facility you can check out on Park Street. James, thanks so much telling me I have nice salad. He got nice salad. I'll send you a photo. Send a photo to Mark Davis. That guy's got bad hair. The SJHL report comes up on Thursdays with Benny Walchuk. It's brought to you by Chad Reach, Senior Wealth Advisor for GP Financial Services and Avisa Wealth, locally owned, a team of financial specialists, farming, retirements, estates, life changes, employee plans. Chad and his team can look at it. Commissioner of the league, Kyle McIntyre, messaged me. And I don't know, I think he's going to this game. But that if I wasn't going to the Sixer, you should think about going tonight, Coulson. To be really honest with you, this hockey game, the AAA midget, U18, whatever, they go at it. It's so fast, it's so physical. And these two teams, they're both going to be at regionals, I think. Both games have gone to overtime. It's not much to get in. I know high school students get in for free. Paid admission, I think you get like chicken wings from somebody tonight. There's a sponsor. I'm sure elementary school kids get in for free as well. 7:30 puck drop at the 6 SJ games as well. Or if you're just going to sit and watch the curling tonight, that'll be good. And then our college basketball game. Don't sleep on that little sprinkle that we had. I have the futures up here. I don't even remember who we were. It's like a Northern Iowa versus
Southern Illinois.
Southern Illinois. That's your team now.
Oh boy,
Southern Illinois. Riders. We talked on that. Text messages here. Trent knew that Sean Bain Jr. was gone. No name. Sean Bain Jr. What about Tommy Neild? I said that earlier. I don't know when Tommy. A couple of you, Val and a no name on the AJ thing. Waiting when does that come down? Is tomorrow and Friday big days when it comes to some of the free agents? Possibly. Maybe. There's a number of them. What about the O-line? What's Philippe Gagnon doing? Sean McEwen. What's he doing? Jake Mayer. Are we done on the Jake Mayer? Like, we got some quarterbacks now. Is Cohen going to be number 2? We got Tommy Stevens. Joe Robustelli. So maybe the next couple days are going to be very interesting. I got to give this a plug here too. Sorry, reaching over. Winter Classics coming up on the 31st. That is this weekend up at the Merlis Belcher Center. It's Team Getzlaff versus Team Lawther. I know a lot of you are heading up the highway for that one. Hoping tomorrow to be talking to one of the participants, NHL style, Mike Commodore. I texted Commie the other day, got back to me. He says, yeah, should be able to do it, moving parts, and he's flying in tomorrow. So we'll hopefully touch on that. Closing on the Bill Belichick thing, can we play, do you have the Tom Brady one? Because I know we played that earlier in hour 1. Because I was wondering if Tom's talked on it yet. And he was on, somebody lucky enough to get him on their talk show today. Let me know when you're ready, Coulson. Tom Brady on Bill Belichick for some way, somehow being snubbed as a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Tom, how did you react yesterday or this morning when you heard that Bill was not selected to be in the Hall of Fame in his first shot?
You know, I just think that, to me, I don't understand it. I mean, I was with them every day. If he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, there's really no coach that should ever be a first ballot Hall of Famer, which is completely ridiculous because people deserve it. And he's incredible. There's no coach I'd ever want to play. I'd rather play for. If I'm picking one coach to go out there to win a Super Bowl, give me one season, I'm taking Bill Belichick. So that's enough said. There's nothing outside of that. You know, again, when it comes down to votes and, you know, popularity and all that, like, you know, then welcome to the world of voting, and you may as well go, you know, try out for the Oscars or whatever and, you know, get a big panel to tell you if you're good or not. So it's the way it works. And that, unfortunately, you know, he's going to get into the Hall of Fame. In the end, I'm not worried about that. You know, and a lot of times in life, you know, for all of us, you know, things don't happen exactly how you want them on your timeline, but we'll all be there to celebrate him when it does happen. And he's going to have a huge turnout from so many players, coaches that appreciated everything that he did and the commitment that he made to winning and the impact that he had on all our lives. And that'll be a great celebration when it happens.
Yeah, I'm sure more will come in. We had the Jimmy Johnson earlier canceling his private jet. He's not going to the ceremony this year because he's ticked off on the Belichick thing as well. I wanted to ask Eric about this. Did you hear this news story? As a parent that has kids, hockey tournaments, a lot of you out there listening right now do as well. We're going to one next weekend. 11 children were hospitalized following an incident at a Canmore hotel pool. Did you read the story?
I have not.
It was a hockey team. Kids went into the pool, and it was pretty... I think things happened pretty quick where they all started getting sick, vomiting, went to the hospital. The hotel's claiming chlorine suspected cause of it.
So something wrong with the levels in the pool?
Yeah, I think we've all been in pools, though, that have their chlorine. Like, you don't got absolute... dialed in pros going there. A lot of these hotels, sorry. Same guy that's helping with the waffles or girl in the mornings taking care of the pool. 11 kids got sick. Very scary. The hotels dispels rumors around the incident that sent children to hospitals. You can read it up online. I think sportscage.com and SAS Today also had this story, but I was just thinking like how many pools the kids go to at hockey tournaments, especially when they're younger. That's the thing. That's what you do. Not so much when you're playing senior hockey. Let's get into the senior hockey report.
Time now for the Saskatchewan Senior Hockey Reports on the Sportscage. Brought to you by Warren Steinley, MP for Regina Louvain, always on Saskatchewan's side. And Croft Electric, 28 years of trusted, reliable home, farm, and commercial service for all electrical needs. CroftElectric.com and all socials.
Senior Hockey Report here on the Sports Cage, powered by the Monday Nooner Podcast. All the Monday Nooner Podcast guys are with me. It's brought to you by Croft Electric and Warren Steinley, MP for Regina Louvain. Okay, first off, we're going to give you the top 10 that we released today. If you want to go to the podcast and listen, anything senior hockey, always the Monday Nooner Podcast, and follow us on the socials. But first, let's start, Brandon, with provincials and the teams in southern Saskatchewan, where I know it's like a lot of D, and D's huge this year. What teams in the south have played? I know Milestone is out of the gate.
Yeah, the Milestone Flyers got a 7-1 win in Fort Capel in Game 1 of their D series last weekend. Game 2 of that series will actually go down Wednesday night, so I'm not sure if this will be out or not. But yeah, Wednesday night, this comes out 8 p.m. in Milestone, Game 2. So if you're looking for a last-minute trip down Highway 6, check that one out.
What other provincial games in the south? Indian Head in action yet?
Indian Head is in Wawota Friday night, 8 o'clock. Wawota won Game 1. I think it was 9-1, kind of handled them pretty well. 9-2 was the final. So that one's going down Friday. Go down to Wawota, check that one out. Other games of interest in the south, most of the other ones are in the north, if I'm being completely honest with you. But lots of action coming up in Provincial A, Provincial B, and C kind of in the next 2 weeks. We get the real full slate.
Let's go to league here. Belts, what do we got? Sask East. What's the game of the week in the Sask East?
Fellas, I think it would be probably Friday night. Esterhazy Flyers. They were on a little bit of a tear there. Slowed down as of late. Last weekend they played real well. They're heading to Langenberg, who's number 1 out there in the Sask East. That's going to be a real heater out there.
Wicked Deadly. Over to you. Give me a Long Lake Hockey League game of the week that you would circle.
Well, there is no scheduled playoff games yet, but the regular season is over. But if I'm looking at a game, February 4th, the provincials, the Keniston Blizzards travel to Wynyard.
Ooh.
So that should be a good one.
That's a provincial game midweek?
They're having a midweek game.
That's the International Female in Sport Day next Wednesday. Okay, circle that in the calendar. Brandon, anything in the big 6 to circle?
Tonight, Wednesday, the Redvers Rockets will finish their regular season at the Wawota Forum. Second time we've mentioned Wawota on this report. But if the Redvers Rockets win that one, they will tie themselves with Moosomin for the number 1 seed. But due to a 2-1 win in their head-to-head, would give Redvers the number 1 seed heading into the playoffs. But if you like good hockey in the Southeast, Redvers, Moosomin, likely, if all goes according to script, are going to meet in the Big Six final. It'll be phenomenal hockey. So that's kind of what we're looking at in the Big Six.
There are 2 undefeated senior teams, over 113, 114 in the province. There are 2 undefeated in league play. Belts 1 is way down in the southwest.
Shaunavon Badgers. Hunter brothers are absolutely buzzing out there. And Dyson Stevenson. He has been on a tear of all tears this year.
13-0. The Shaunavon Badgers are number 8 in our weekly top 10. I'm not going to give them to you all because we want you to go listen. We released it today, the Monday Nooner podcast, again, anywhere you listen. And the Wilkie Outlaws move up to number 3, but they're not undefeated. There's one other undefeated team. So that's it. That is your senior hockey report here on the Sports Cage this week. Powered by the Monday Nooner podcast, brought to you by Croft Electric and Warren Steinley, MP for Regina Louvain. We'll be back next week. Check us out on all the socials. So we're going to break to Sports Cage streaming at sportscage.com.
When it comes to your financial future, do you know where you're headed or what happens when you retire? That's where Chad Reach, Senior Wealth Advisor, and the team at GP Financial Services and Oviso Wealth come in. They offer independent, local advice, smart client-focused planning for every stage of life. Visit gpfinancial.ca. Your family, your plan. With Chad Reach, 306-584